Jamming with the hottest disc jockey. The DJ Dork Genius. Dork Squad. Dork Squad.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
Well, most niggas' mamas is drug heads. I heard the little homies, but we honor the bloodshed. To all my niggas you can find in the mud dead. A couple gotta do as much time as the judge said. But little kids can't play in yards. And every day's a blessing, so we praying, Lord. Can't put it around the set, so we stay in cars. My feet like they used to H's, they stay in stars, nigga. Orange chucks and the laces fat. I'm from the set where most niggas catch cases at. It's also known as the place where his race is at. So we aim the guns at the same place he places hat. It's a cold game, but the heats is hot. From homiciding over niggas' body sheets is dropped. And the cold part about his niggas' peeps is hot. Cause they got their life for the set, but the streets is not gonna do you the same. But you got to stay true to the game, no matter if it's a life sentence or even two to the brain. You want it to bang, but it ain't no joke about it. You gon' do it, then you got to be a local about it. I'm from the set. Well, most niggas' mamas is drug heads. I heard the little homies, but we honor the bloodshed. To all my niggas you can find in the mud dead. A couple gotta do as much time as the judge said. Well, most niggas' mamas is drug heads. I heard the little homies, but we honor the bloodshed. To all my niggas you can find in the mud dead. A couple gotta do as much time as the judge.
After a month, are we still gonna be fucked? Cause I don't know what we doing. Are we only just friends? Or is it really more than what we say it is? Come on, tell me what we doing. A late night, sometimes only. Or is this a longer road that we're rolling? Just tell me what we doing. Can you tell me what we do? Baby, tell me what we doing. Can you tell me what it is, what it ain't, what it might be? Can I get a glimpse of the situation here that you and I been sitting in? Is it something? Is it nothing? We still riding on the fence?
What up?
You ever talking about our nights to your friends? How you giggle when you smile when we fighting for pretend? You trying to go that extra mile so the rent and the bills for the lights like you and I when it's spin. You trying to slide by my side until the end, or you finna say goodbye cause you decided I ain't him. We gonna shine and draw the line. It depends. Can't tell what's on your mind unless you gon' invite me in. I just need some kind of sign to begin figuring out if I should stick around or fly with the wind. My looking at
fire to
your
my
wife
email.
With some kids, or we just fucking for some time and that's it. Just tell me what we doing. Is this a fling or something? After a month, are we still gonna be fucked? Cause I don't know what we doing. Are we only just friends? Or is it really more than what we say it is? Come on, tell me what we doing. A late night, sometimes only. Or is this a longer road that we're rolling? Just tell me what we doing. Can you tell me what we do? Baby, tell me what we do.
We accept all genres, just an FYI. We are just getting started. As soon as we officially head into the email,
Pray to
we
God,
will
thank Jesus, I'm a
review each
shooter. Living life without a fear, just a ruler. All my niggas pray to Jesus, hallelujah. I give him hell in the shell out of
I gotta get that up back
all my
there.
niggas pray to Jesus, hallelujah. Living life without a fear, just a ruler. All my niggas pray to Jesus, hallelujah. Hallelujah. I just left the studio with smokers in the booth.
You did?
Jumping over rappers like the Jordans on my shoe. Call me up a Uber, I'm too drunk to try to coop. Sleeping with my pistol, that's the only time I do. I wake up to Jesus, but I go to sleep to Satan. I wake up with strangers cause I can't remember faces. Every day I wake up, man, that's actually amazing. I get so high over niggas, I'm actually a raven. Thank Jesus, hallelujah. I'm straighter than your ruler. I'm not your favorite rapper, your favorite rapper shooter. I'm whipping under tents, they blacker than the cougar. Just because my hair curly don't you never think I'm poodle. Angel with a message, plus a lethal weapon. I just hope the Lord accept it when they open up in heaven. If they let the gun talk, bet you get the message. Blowing smoke up in the sky while my homies fall from heaven. Hallelujah. Pray to God, thank Jesus, I'm a shooter. Living life without a fear, just a Ruger. All my niggas pray to Jesus, hallelujah. I give them hell in the shell out of Ruger. All my niggas pray to Jesus, hallelujah. Living life without a fear, just a Ruger. All my niggas pray to Jesus, hallelujah.
We're on all platforms right now. If you are new to this show, pretty much send your music to my email. It's ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com. We literally just started. We got about 4 minutes till we officially start the show or whatnot, but we're just trying to get through, make sure that the sound works on each platform.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
Nah, I'm saying.
The past, yeah, ecstasy. Him 3KO, you know what it be. In Shark City, gotta be more than teeth. Everybody out here trying to eat. I can't chew my food for you, that's bird shit. I'd rather go to Petco and buy a bird, bitch. House on street, I see how the curb gets. I'm a villain out of Huntersville, giving Killmonger chills. To each his own, sing along, word for word, why humble? They grass ain't greener, they fronto. Y'all puppets so nosy, Gonzo, Pinocchio. I cheese and white like provolone. It costs a living, broke, can't go back home. And I feel like Barry Bonds trying to Farrakhan. Happiness the drug, you know what I'm on. Life's a bitch, I like my queen head strong. Tastes like the Mary when she homegrown. Ecstasy, love so blind, I see more than trust, believe. I'm behind these bars and Don, this a freebie. From my street to your street, pat heat like LeBron.
3 minutes, 3 minutes.
My praise. I can't even tell if I remain the same. Though they tell me I should be ashamed. I would sit here all fucking day. But what would you do if you had my setbacks? You can't even name them, you don't know who I am. So why throw me shit, God, I can't bear to listen. No matter what I say, they just want a reason to hate me, to grade me, make my accomplishments seem so small. Gotta face it, can't erase them, but it's hard without any support.
Again, all genres are accepted. They're accepted. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in the mood, I ain't acting cool, always been straight. Mine on the power and money, that's all I intake. They all gon' put on personas so they can get paid. But fuck it, I ain't tripping, bitches always gon' do bitch things. It went from bad to worse to capping verses on the trends. Watching my magic work, this havoc lurking awfully dense. Still I just had to learn to have a turn, they call me a threat. He said he bagging burns, come back and turn, we'll knock him in sense. You just some peons, who the hell y'all gon' talk to, dog? You in the lead wrong, ain't even seen I walk through, dog. Claimed he with it, I peeped him and they seemed all too soft. No falling back on his skidded, cause them words far too lost. Been in the mode, so I ain't hitting around it. I'm doing God's work, but I ain't on no mission about it. I keep it calm first, so I don't hear 'em bitching about it. I see you all hurt, probably end up bitching without it. I had some big dreams since 15, I kept working up. Instincts gon' hit me when shit's urgent. If she with me, then that means that she's working, riding in sync. Wave 6 feet, she keeps surfing. Your shit's weak and my bars are pushing the max out. Let's get it straight, you a hoe, you tend to get passed out. They only know what they heard, nobody got facts now. You 16, you ain't never lived in no trap house. I'm straight G, you can bet that I'm finna tax out. Still gotta eat, got me pouring drink from the tap now. Fuck your feelings, how I'm feeling till I black out. Matter of fact, bitches suck my dick till I pass out.
These bitches is mad, these bitches is pressed. They dudes keep looking, they friends.
48 seconds.
I'm beautifully flawed, I'm divinely blessed. Got a vibe so raw.
Hit that like button, tagging artists.
Ladies, hoes to rest. Blow for blow, let me know if you're trying to put these hands to the test. If you don't know, you should know. No bitch puts fear in my chest, huh? What? I'm with all this shit. You just an offie bitch. You just a salty bitch. I'm more like royalty, bitch. I'm a rare breed. Bitches like you be spares for the team. Passed around like blunts in the air for the team. I'm not slime, but what's poppin' to the death of me? RPE, double child in front of me. Shout out Tweet, he be live. G, stay shining. You don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke.
Yeah. We almost there, y'all. Appreciate y'all patience as we roll through. Every time we start the show, we just go through a little bit of a countdown. Some of the playlisted artists that have sent through the show before. And we rock with these records and stuff
with the hottest disc jockey.
DJ Dork Genius.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
Autobots, share the stream.
Bro, it's 2 in the morning, fell asleep when I'm yawning, waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in his uniform. Born identity, homie, you've been warned. My brain is soaring like a unicorn.
All right, man, big figure salute. You already know what it is. We are, of course, live right now via YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. I appreciate you guys for being here. Every time you guys submit to the show, you guys pretty much make up the bulk of each episode or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and watch every, you know what I'm saying, stream, it's dope to just know that much of, you know, what we do see come through the show is an independent artist. From time to time, we will get people who try to, you know, send industry records and stuff like that to the show, but we try to remind you guys we are primarily a live music and review show for indie producers, indie artists, producers, and bands across the globe, right? You know what I'm saying? As long as you are not signed to a major record label and what you're sending to the show is not on the radio, you can send it to the show. So primarily, again, don't rap to a Drake beat or Kendrick or a Wu-Tang, or, you know what I'm saying? If it's known and you're doing nothing different to the beat, adding no drums, you know what I'm saying? Just keeping the instrumental the same, they'll look at it like it's the same record. Certain records are a little bit more just crazy about it than others, and you know, others are a little bit more lenient, but because we're multi-streaming, we want to respect, you know, all the other platforms that we are figuring out. So yeah, send y'all stuff to my email. It's thatdorkyreviewshow@gmail.com. It's free to submit. You can also pay to skip the line if you want to get played back to back, or get more than, you can skip the line if you want to get your song played quicker, or get more than one of your records played in a back-to-back you know what I'm saying, fashion or whatnot, right? We have the of course, you know what I'm saying, prices on the menu and stuff like that, but overall it's free to submit. Just send y'all stuff in, tag an artist, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and let people know what's up, man. Said big get the boss, I'm back in his head. Yeah, big get the boss, I'm back. Just an FYI, skips on the TikTok side are galaxies, very specifically or whatnot. So that way there's no, you know what I'm saying, confusion, because if you guys try to stack up random things, like literally it's harder to sort of like determine the amount of roses that stack up to the actual amount for a freaking skip or whatnot. Just remember it's 10 for one song, 15 for 2 songs back to back, 25 for 3 songs back to back. We do have takeover skips for 6 songs or full album skips and stuff like that. But overall, if you do your thing, we'll get in there. Hold on, we're gonna go ahead and head right in. All right, let me see. Anonymous rapper, been a bit for you. Let's go ahead and see what is up. I know, but I'm not gonna be able to determine what.
On this track, I spit 91 bars in one take. No punch-ins, no bullshit. One take.
Suspected of distributing fentanyl across the West Valley. Investigators see
you gotta be able to send the exact
fentanyl pills from several homes, more than $300,000 in cash, and a number of guns and vehicles. Officers took 3 people into custody. They're each facing multiple charges.
I'm more deadly than them fentanyl pills you poppin'. You see me out, I'm looking good, rocking Gucci and Prada, but I've been pressing my own shells. When he died, it's oh well, they riding my coattails. I'm vibing in hotels, and you can't tell me nothing. Bitches frontin' and hoes tail, but you can see me stuntin'. Hit that button, the whole
hoes tail. Gon' drop down low, just like a good girl go. Cause when them shots pop off, you best to hit that flow. Yeah, LD1 on the motherfucking beat. Fuck yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm colder than cold, dog. Right, I'm cold as the road, all covered with ice and frozen over with snowfall. I'm cold as mid-December blizzards tied with no clothes on. I'm cold as an ice cube while I'm cutting your toes off. I'm cold as the shiesty up on my face when I got you. Caught you slipping, but you still gave it up. Then I just shot you. Got you making your mom and dad cry like I'm the bad guy. Up at your funeral mad high like I'm not that guy. Damn, I probably should've took that to the grave, but all these pills that I'm popping just got me talking all crazy. Like Peter Piper packing pistols and popping at pussies. Or like I'm Peter Pan with the boys we lost in the bushes. Now we bringing them sticks up and lighting your whip up. Heard you smashed the gas before you and your bitch ducked. 10 toes down to the ground, I make it happen. I put 10 hoes down in the ground if they been yapping. You just a guest on this vessel. On the ship, I'm the captain. You can come to my cabin, have a little rum and some action. I don't usually fuck on the boat, but you all make an exception. She said the same about some head, that's how we started the session. Now she teaching my ass a lesson. Got brains like a professor, booty thick as a catcher, body thin as a stretcher. She turned me out like the lights when you ain't pay the electric. I'm telling you, girl, it's hectic, chaotic, cute, and connected. She fight me in the club, then blow me out in the Lexus. I'm making plays like the Texans, shooting threes like the Mavs. Homie wanna come check it, I got it under the dash. Thanks to all the magnetics, I push it and then it rack. I pull it, it disconnect. I point it, they all just dash. No matter your athletics, I squeeze it, you gon' collapse. Tame minds, range time, practice mag after mag. For peacetime, keep mine close enough I can grab these rhymes. Feast time, eat the beat like a snack. I'm on the drums like a Snickers if I was morbidly fat. Now he lying, feline, capping up in your raps. Whenever I hear your music, smell pussy right through the track. In these times, we find solace in solid rap. So thank you for all your ears, anonymous on the track.
Okay. Not bad, man. He went through and gave you what really feels like a full-on, you know what I'm saying, performance, you know what I'm saying, song, you know, got in there, switched it up with, you know, a lot of different parts throughout the record. Of course, there are, like, look, I'm a perfectionist often, and if there are, you know, just little parts here and there that we may, like, go off beat or you know, just say the word wrong or something like that, like, I always want to still, like, remind you guys to go fix that, because we would look at our you know, favorite artists, you know, some type of way if they made, you know, the same mistakes, right? So on this, like, you know, just for the few small parts where maybe, you know, you might have gone, you know what I'm saying, off, you know, fix that and you'll be on point or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? With this and the first record that I think you had sent to the show, like, you know, the second verses, you came in and, like, you know, lifted it up, you know, another level a little bit. Something happens with the second, you know, verses, and it does remind me about, like, listen, we in the Diddy case these days and stuff like that, but the one thing that I've always at least bigged them up about, because this stuck with me, right? When you were if you watched Making the Band, right? The season where it had, you know, the rappers and essentially, you know what I'm saying, Babs and Dylon and everybody, when they were working on their first music video and the song that they were gonna make that single essentially for, he basically, you know, kept having them rewrite whatever verse that it was gonna, you know, be that they were gonna have, you know, for the song and shit like that, right? And they kept, like, getting pissed off the more that he did it, but there was a reason for that, right? And essentially what he was trying to show them was, like, the more that you know, the more energy that you pull from whatever beat that you have, right? Like, the better that, you know, that verse is gonna be. So if you write something, throw that away, write something else, throw that away, write something, you know what I'm saying? If you sort of pull from that, you know, each verse is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, that much freaking better or whatnot. In their case, they were a group, right? So they could only have one verse on each song, essentially, right? So really figuring out what that best verse was gonna be for them, you know, is always gonna be a must. And I think for all groups, it's, you know, essentially the same. If you're a solo artist, you know, same thing, right? You know what I mean? When you get to those other verses, it gets better and better. So I almost kind of want to see if maybe, you know what I'm saying, writing 4 verses for a song and then starting where the second verse, you know what I'm saying, is as opposed to the first, just to see, like, you know what I'm saying, how that might, you know, feel. I may like go work on a bonus verse for some of my current ones and just to see what that is, because I know I've had certain verses where the second and third are my favorite, because again, you're warming up, getting to the you know, situation. Not bad though. Again, for artists who do switch it up, have variation when it comes to, you know, flow or even melody. For those of you who are more, you know, melodic with your records, you know, we appreciate that. If you're repetitive and boring, it just is exactly that. So, and what you say? You say my process, you know what I'm saying, is really fluid, and I kind of go, you know what I'm saying, syllables by syllable, word by word. Yeah. And you said, but I totally get, you know what I'm saying, what you're saying, and then got you. And let's see. And it took so long to lay that down in one take, you know what I'm saying? He said, I don't even know if I can. See, so that's... All right, you know what? So going back to that thought, right? The fact that he did that entire thing, right? That was about 3 minutes and 11 seconds, essentially. One full freaking take. It's pretty impressive, you know what I'm saying, nonetheless or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, still, right? If we're gonna be perfectionists out there and you're gonna sort of go out there and do, you know, performances right next to some of the big artists like a Busta Rhymes and such, like, you know, we look at them in the same, you know, vein. You know, we expect them to be like, if they've been known for giving great performances, being, you know, more or less perfect, having great energy and all that, like, we're always gonna expect them to do that same thing. And, you know, if possible, like, it's all about pushing yourself and becoming, you know, that best, you know, version. Because you just submitted something, that's right, you should be in the free line. And then team share, man, we should put up and appreciate that. Thank you for your vote. Thank you for your vote. Let me stop. And then what else that we should be able to move back in? But big salute for the lyricism. All right, let me see. 14 spit for Apollo. With Apollo. You know what I'm saying? 3 fail. Hold on. Let's see if we could download you. Glad we don't have as much of a problem as we did earlier with the getting them in.
You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate.
Here we go. Yeah! Stand up! Everyone! I mean, I could have actually rapped right there for a second. I want to see where he goes, though.
What you think I left rap cause I took a step back? I had to find a different approach, and that's that. You need to face the facts. If I got locked up today, I'd return in a year just to take it back. Don't think the shit's over, cause I'll come back with a that if you threw on a boat, it'd probably tip over. New strategies, new batteries, and I'm still raising hustlers right out the academy. Name one rap around here as bad as me. I'll pull out, cock back and tear up his anatomy. Gangsters are sick of me, cops can't get rid of me. He's spitting swift, isn't he? He's doing shit differently. but I still gotta keep my composure. And I still roll 5 deep in the Rover. Got a youngin' on the lookout, chopping onions in the cookout, chefing up so much shit I'll have a barbecue cookout.
Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Live for the day like ain't no tomorrow. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Spit for Apollo. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Live for the day like ain't no tomorrow. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Spit for Apollo.
Don't never try to fuck with Apollo, cause you'll be ducking the hollow. Give you something to swallow, and I don't play nice. So when you finally get it, you'll be chewing on shells like you didn't crack the egg right. People say this fucker's intelligent. I'm lost in the zone, I'm stuck in my element. I'm rapping for a reason, your cause is irrelevant. So I'm here to call you rappers out for all your embellishments. Everybody knows me as Prendergast, I'm spending cash. Now I'm talking about shit that I never had. Plus I still roll on a mean streak, and I don't never gotta say a word, I let my money machine speak. Right now I'm back for my bread, I came back from the dead. I'm in your hood like the back of your head. So you better start cutting your losses, cause you fucking with bosses. I'm a diamond, my cutting is flawless.
Gangsta, gangsta, like spit for Apollo. Live for the day like ain't no tomorrow. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Spit for Apollo. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Live for the day like ain't no tomorrow. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Spit for Apollo. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo. Live for the day like ain't no tomorrow. Gangsta, gangsta, spit for Apollo.
That's right.
Spit for Apollo.
Hey, dope. Check it. No, I'm just playing. Yo.
I really came back. I don't know why I be acting like I really can't rap. And listen, dog, everybody be like, dog, you too serious sometimes. You gotta really be silly ASAP. I don't even know what's happening, but there's a lot of things y'all can't figure out quickly, but I can't just ain't.
I don't know. I had something in my mind, but listen, this one was freaking dope. He got in there with straight up, you know, bars, you know what I'm saying, through and through, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I could have saw him in DMX, you know what I'm saying, with the back and forth. There's another artist, you know, named Code Red from our community who, again, I do know would appreciate it. A few records that he's actually sent, you know, today, you know, have had different vibes that you know, I've kind of wanted to couple different artists, you know what I'm saying, within, whether they were independent or you know, industry wise. He has that sound and feel. If there's anything that I would, you know, overall change with this track, the chorus is okay, right? I like the bars the most in this record. I probably would do a little bit more when it comes to that chorus, both in the production and you know, what's being done there. But you know, every bar, you know what I'm saying, was on point. Again, I love a good old bar for bar artist. There are some people who just want to get on records and just rhyme, and they like, more or less, they just want to exist in front of you. But then there are those that are like, no, I don't want to just exist. I want to exist, get your attention, get you telling other people that I exist. And you know what I mean? Like, and that attention that you're able to do and grab will be that thing that I think gets you a little bit further, that makes people want to, you know, actually know, you know, your name and to go, you know what I'm saying, from there and stuff like that. What up? You know what I'm saying? This Playboy J rapper was freaking popping. Jay Rizzy also in the building, man. Like, listen, Jay Rizzy is spitter freaking too, you know what I'm saying, himself, we already know. And what you say, official Benny also freaking back and stuff like that. And he said, who want more?
Like that one, fellas.
Who want more? Who want?
Bet you want more? Soon as I kick in the door, put your head down on the floor. Bet you want more? I do this shit cause I'm raw. That's why they ask for more. Bet you want more? Look how I'm killing the game. So let me have a go. Bet you want more? My little shooter got aim. He ain't
read the only line that we do read is if there is a skip line. We have a paid skip line, and then we do have a free line. But what happens is, because there are often both on both ends, we'll have a lot of people in the free line and those that will send a lot of paid or skips that they won. It'll be harder to sort of say that lineup, because when I do, and this has happened many times before, I've been like, okay, you specifically have 3 people ahead of you, 5 people pop up out of nowhere and send like 1 song skips or 2 song back-to-backs, different things like that, right? So immediately when I tell anybody where they're at, the moment somebody sends a skip, and there are ways to basically send multiple, that goes right out the door. So it's a little bit harder. You just got to be patient if you're in that free line, and or skip that line will get you in immediately, or get y'all stuff in back.
Yo, Dork Squad, this is Rick Sanchez telling you to donate 10 flurbles to Cash App $ pay a dork to get your song played fast as shit.
What up, this is Cartman. You can skip the long line by donating 10, 15, or 25 bucks to our Cash App, PayPal, or Super Chat.
Yo, Nonsenze and Sir Mike, this song's gonna burn like some hot sauce from hot ones in your eyes. Birdman will talk to an actual bird like I'm gonna chew through this beat like a termite. Don't make me put you where actual worms lie. Don't like my old shit.
Why you do that,
you
bro?
Hide like me when I'm looking down at a bird's eye. You better act like you surprised. Head to McDonald's, I'll do still your fries.
All right, let me see who is next in the free right now. We got Ty Jewel with A Star Is Born. This is a YouTube link, not necessarily a video per se, but we'll see what it is. When it is a video, I tend to
I'm doing
turn
spoken
you guys
word like Lisa Love Lopez. Rest and peace to her. It was crazy to see her car swerve and flip over in Honduras. I saw the footage of her swerving. Other people were in the vehicle. She swerved because she didn't want to. Crashed into a truck. There was a video of it because she was making a documentary. When her car hit a few trees and flipped over, she went out the window. It was strange that she was the only person who died from the car crash.
You always do this.
She would have wore a seatbelt. It was reported that she wore a seatbelt, but in the video you can see that she's not wearing one. The passengers weren't wearing a seatbelt either. She was mourned. She died the same year that I was born. I was born on June 2nd, 2002. She died on April 25th, 2002. When I was a kid.
Nope.
These rappers try to make a clever song. No matter what they do, we'll never get along. They fix the COVID, now we'll never share a bomb. I've been trying to fix the rap game for the longest. I ain't gonna lie, man, your rap's really garbage. Speak what's on my mind, cause I'm actually honest. You feel this in your eye and your back and your arm check.
I have like a little mini trash can somewhere around here. Like, where the freak is that? Anyways, so here's the thing. Like, you this is essentially your style a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit in that, like, maybe give or take, like, Miles, as, sort of, a situation where it's more of like a meme, a record. You're not really meant to take it, serious, right? Because you can't. Right, you can't imagine him with like Lil Wayne or like M or Busta or just doing some kind of industry feature and shit like that, right? And the problem is, right, the timing. You're not on beat. You have absolutely no feeling to this, just like the performance, the vocals that you're saying. But I mean, all of that is most likely intentional, right? With meme records, the whole thing is, what kind of reaction can I get out of people? You know what I'm saying? How far can I get them to go throughout the record before they may end up cutting it and stuff. If we were purely judging it from a meme record standpoint, it did its job more or less, you know what I'm saying? Makes you smile a little bit, but then you go, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And then you kind of end up wanting to turn it off. But I feel like the most successful ones, you do want to go all the way to the end, right? Couple them with like actual decent kind of visuals, lean in on the comedy, and then you may have something. But if you really want to be taken seriously as a rapper, like you gotta sort of know. You have to get into that middle ground of, you know, the right flow, the right feeling, the right beat, and the comedic content all in one, right? Redman, Ludacris, Lil Dicky, Hobson, you know, Odd Future, like they've figured it out. You know, they know how to get in there, still, you know, have fun with it, and then you're still thinking that they can, you know, really rap. You know, Bizarre, even as time went on, took it even more serious, where he was more of a shock value, you know, rapper, I think, more or less at first. You know, he gets in some places when he does more solo records. He even takes it, you know, more serious. So big freaking salute. We'll just leave that freaking there. He said he just speaks poetry and doesn't rhyme in songs. You know what I'm saying? That's his style, as I was saying. And then, yes, let me see facts. He was being serious in this song. You know what I'm saying? Some songs he does, you know, troll though. And you said, let me see, I took it seriously. Sounds like he was being, you know what I'm saying, poetic about, you know, a real situation. I know. Like, look, the words were real, but the performance, right? We all have to be real. And like, how would you react if he was performing it exactly like that in person, right? We're supposed to both, right, as we're listening to any record, we bob our head to both the beat and what the artist is doing. That's why flow is often really important with sort of where you land on the beat. When people say he slid that shit, or when you talk about riding the beat, getting in those pockets, it's really learning just the right place to put those. But also, you know, I think we should be able to feel what you're putting down. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that real, like, we should get emotional and not just mainly see that you're trying to get there via the words. The performance has to hit in that same way. Let's see. There was like word. And you said, yeah, I was interested in his listen, if you guys vote to keep it going, if you guys, okay, so when I do hit a hashtag, when I hit a Dorky don't play that, right, often it's either the chat that insinuates it if we're in the free line, or myself. You guys can always vote to keep something going, by all means, but that is completely, you know what I'm saying, up to you. When I hit that button, that's, you know, I've given, you know what I'm saying, my own personal decision and stuff like that. But I have to see enough of you guys being like, nah, I want to freaking see that. Let me see what's up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all know what y'all, you know, like and don't as well. So yeah, hashtag keep it going if you want to continue to hear what we were just listening to, or you can, you know, hashtag Dorky don't play that like we just did.
Seriously feel like I'm trapped in the matrix, cause nothing feels real like a basket of fake shit. If you ain't got skills but you rap, then you ain't shit. They said if you like old school rap, then you ain't shit. But
I really feel like I'm trapped in the matrix, cause nothing feels real like a basket of fake shit. If you ain't got skills but you rap, then you ain't shit. I'd rather take the blue pill and
no thank you. No thank you. All right, let's jump back in the free line then. Buckshot. Let me see. Sometimes you send beats, so I'm assuming this is either that or. It's called How It Feels.
Does it feel when you are like it feels for me? Yeah.
It's Buckworks, baby.
We got Dorky don't play that and keep it going.
both sides. A lot of times I know that time will just go by. I don't even know what the hell to do, but a lot of freaking people don't even like think that they could go. I probably wanted it to be a little bit slower. Yeah. I go back to it. There's a lot of time where people like, don't act stupid. A lot of freaking people like, oh dog, that's why you are skinny as fuck, like a whole black toothpick. Something I don't know that is cool with freaking. You know that I can freaking. I don't know how to do that stupid. Got enough time on this beat, like you can really spit enough rhymes. It don't matter how long. When it comes to freaking picking people up, dog, it don't matter how strong. If you weak, you ain't even gonna freaking pick them freaking up. It's like the freaking time when you freaking get it freaking up. You don't even really know if all these niggas freaking suck. A lot of times you just get a bit of tough and you just want to make it clean. People also like, hey, whatever happened to Maybelline? Like, do they even still make things for the hair? I mean, that's for females and stuff. I don't care. A lot of peeking time when you're going over there, like your chick is right popping off her underwear. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah. Bring it back with the drums. Boogie out here on this. Who would y'all want, rapper or a singer? Typically, I think we would hear like a rapper, but you can get on this with some melodic shit, you know what I'm saying? Auto-tune centric or straight up R&B. Get it with the vibes. Listen, dog, you get up on this and just slide. I don't even know what's happening. Thinking I play games where I won't survive. I don't even know like what is on my mind. Like when I try to, whoops, I freaking knocked over my light and shit. I don't know what's happening, dog. I'm never writing shit when I'm freestyling up on the show. But like when I do my whole freaking records, man, I write it, yo. All the freaking times I'm doing all nighters, so. You said G Herbo. That's what's up. Rick Ross. Oh, Lamborghini with a heating, a Lamborghini, oh. Shit, that means. All right. Now he's provided 3 minutes and 57 seconds of the, beat essentially in full. I always appreciate like when you do, provide that much for a beat. Like most artists, like they all have the choice, right? At least give them that choice to be like, all right, if it is something that's longer, than that 2 minutes that they may not want to, go past or whatnot, at least they do have the choice to decide that, and then they can just fade it out if they do want to make it shorter. But if you give them that more time, right, it gives them at least that split second to have a thought process of, all right, do I want to do an extra verse here? Do I want to get a feature? And then if I do that feature, like, how many different artists, should I choose from? And, this is one that I think people, would rock with. There are certain typical artists that, like I said, we would most likely, hear on it, as it could fall somewhat into a type, beat territory. But that's why it's also up for each artist to try to subvert those expectations. You know what I'm saying? If you think, everybody would go this way, go the other way. You know what I'm saying? Do something different to allow it to stand out. There's enough time given for you to really test yourself, with everything, right? You could do something melodic, straight up, just rapping, rap fast, rap freaking slow, mixture of, artists, with that variation and, everything, man. And yeah, he said, good idea, can't think of anything to criticize. And then, those were some good suggestions for the record. You said 7.5
And out of 10, you know what I'm saying, on that beat as well. And you know, not bad, man. Honestly, I wish there were a system, right, where essentially, you know, the producers kind of output their beats to shows like ours to get that suggestion of who the beats should go to, or something like that, right? So you give that that suggestion, they go and, you know, make sure that they shop it there. Or, you know, even more, just like knowing that people vote for you to really even rap on something, right, as the artist. I think there's something, you know, flattering about that outside of, because the producers themselves, right, you know, we make beats and we often specifically want to get them to, you know, certain artists or whatnot. We'll put them out there. Sometimes they're type beat situations. And then, you know, there's money involved. But when you're thinking about it from the standpoint of just the fans, right, just people who are like, you know what, I'm a music lover. I think I would absolutely love if Mariah Carey or the Brad or like whoever you name, right, would hop on that, right? So you guys would vote for that kind of record to, you know, happen, actually get to hear legitly the artist, not any AI shit, right? They'll literally come to the artist with the whole thing, show them how many people voted for that, you know, situation to happen, and then, you know, they could get a check for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who participated. Like, I'm telling you, man, there's ways that we could turn the music thing that we're doing and figuring around, man. Like, we're not really being treated as fair as we should. But there are ways. Let me see. We should be able to hop back into the free line. If you're new to the show,
be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
We also accept everything but Tidal and Apple Music. Also, do not send anything industry related. That just means if the song or the beat is already on the radio, like as is, don't send that.
I ordered 200
hamburgers. Also, I kind of have a thing against AI. Sorry, I apologize. But every time anyone sends anything in that has to do with AI, if we hear it, we have a whole conversation. It might as well be a podcast every single time. Just know that, you know, until my mind sort of changes on the topic, you know, it is what it is. I'm sure like a lot of people in the chat feel, you know, the same way. And you know, you might be on the other side figuring as well. We got young JT. What bounce that ass for me?
I'm stingy. I let Shotty smoke up on my weed. Clap that ass for me. Get me high in THC. Something I wanna see. Take a chance on me. Wanna see them sheets. Might buy you some Prada and Gucci. Clap that ass for me. In the middle of KFC. Serve me a 2-piece. Baby, bounce that ass for me. Shawty wet, she a little free. But I don't pay for no pussy. She's smoking up the room. Hotter than a sauna. I wanna see her in costume. Think about it. What would it cost you? A night with me would probably turn you into a boss. Got the mill shit, wanna hold my meat. Come find out, I'll test you out. Take a ride with me. Let's pop out the Denver. You can have my chicken tender. Please, just clap that ass for me. Bounce that ass for me. Hey, baby, bounce that ass.
There's a little bit more freestyle.
I love the way you look at me. Wanna know if you gon' throw a pass to me. Wondering if you gon' move fast to me. Cause I've
Why you keep saying me?
All about me. Hey, clap that ass for me.
You keep rhyming me with me.
You got something that I want to see. Clap that ass for me. Shake that ass on me. I love
There's
the way
potential.
you smile,
There's potential in
style.
it, but also.
from the south. She opened her mouth, she want my BBC. She the only 10 I see. 10. Baby, bounce that ass for me. I'm stingy, I let shawty smoke up on my weed.
Now, I see, I gotta have, I have standards, bro, for all y'all, because I know what y'all can do. And like, if I were engineering you guys, right, which we'll talk about it, you know what I'm saying, in a second, but if I were engineering you guys, like, I wouldn't let you do some of the things you do on the record, right? You know what I'm saying? I'd pull every bit of just dopeness, you know what I'm saying, out of what the record needs to be. And while I like this vibe,
I think that I'm the only dork here who's laid in the brain. I gotta ask my freaking doctor what it takes to be strange. I will hit you fucking rappers in the face with a cane while you on a fucking train watching snakes on a plane. I just...
How do I pronounce your name?
Where's the gunshot?
So again, I like the vibe of this, right? There's potential within that. Some of the timing was definitely off in many parts on this song. A lot of what was done sounded freestyled, and then, like, you know, there's a lot of no-nos, right? One thing that artists should like really never do, whether you are singing or rapping, is rhyme the word with the same word over and over again, right? You know what I'm saying? It was like me, and like at the end, I think you might have said C somewhere, you know what I'm saying, down there, but like I feel like no, like even like we get that some things have to be a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, simple depending on what you're doing, but we would rather have, you know, me, C, key, D, you know what I'm saying, like different words as opposed to like the same one. You know, it just kind of throws, at least, you know what I'm saying, me off. But what do you guys freaking think or whatnot? They had 7 vibes on that. OG P-Pop was freaking popping. ATR said I like the vibe, you know what I'm saying? He was like in the D vibes, you know what I'm saying, on that. Hold on. So it's Tamaya. There we go. So it was correct. All right, let me get back into the line. If you are new to the show,
Please send your records to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com or get ready to die. Ha 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 ha.
All right, because some of you guys voted a little bit early, you wanted to hear Ty Jules' full story, so we'll continue where we left off. You know what I'm saying? Just to try to see it through. But again, I also was not a fan of the, you know, the performance or whatnot, right?
I checked out her discography.
Matter of fact, should we? And I know, like, what you guys was like, nah, please no. Listen.
I'm doing spoken word like Lisa Lopez. Rest.
Let's see it
and peace
through.
to her. It was crazy to see her car swerve and flip over in Honduras. I saw the footage of her swerving. Other people were in the vehicle. She swerved because she didn't want to. Crashed into a truck. There was a video of it because she was making a documentary. When her car hit a few trees and flipped over, she went out the window. It was strange that she was the only person who died from the car crash. I wish that she would have worn a seatbelt. It was reported that she wore a seatbelt, but in the video you can see that she's not wearing one. The passengers weren't wearing a seatbelt either. She was mourned. She died the same year that I was born. I was born on June 2nd, 2002. She died on April 25th, 2002. When I was a kid, I checked out her discography. I listened to her album, Our Legacy. I remember listening to her album, Supernova. I like those albums. I remember seeing her have a condom on her eye. I'm a Gemini, like left eye. I remember when TLC admitted on stage that they were broke because of the face workers not paying them enough money. I admired the honesty. They had to file for bankruptcy. TLC had a bad contract. When I heard that Left Eye accidentally burned down Andre Rice's mansion, I was like, dang, she's crazy. She said she was on fire in the bathtub, but the fire went to the rest of the house. Andre Rice revealed in the interview that Tupac picked her up. I can see him doing that stuff. She got arrested for arson. She paid a $10,000 fine and got 5 years of probation. She was right for saying that she was on fire because he cheated on her and beat her. He should have treated her right instead of being an abuser. When I was 11 years old, I watched a movie about TLC called Crazy Sexy Cool, the TLC story. I liked that movie. In 2013, I read a magazine about TLC's career. Led by traumas while she was an alcoholic. It's good that she got help and went to rehab. I'm going to be a star. People know that I'm going to make it far.
Why is this happening? Exactly. That's what I was freaking thinking. And that's why I hit the Dorky Don't Play That the first time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? Like, you know, and like the more that it goes on, you see even more like, okay, more or less, like it's not even a song, right? When you got situations where there's just like a beat that's kind of just there for, you know, background, and then it just feels like he's, you know, or the artist is just talking, you know, it like you kind of lose like what the purpose, you know what I'm saying, overall is. Like we still hear what he's talking about, but you might as well just have had a podcast episode explaining how you felt as opposed to making that an actual, you know, what it was. Because I don't see it on the radio. I don't see him performing that live, you know, anywhere. You know, again, it's just talking. It's not really rhyming. It's not really a song. It's just like how he really felt when Left Eye, you know, passed, which, you know, we all love Left Eye. Now, I think what she was asking was, why is the song happening? You know what I'm saying? Why is the song? Because again, it didn't feel like it was an actual, you know, song, and you know, like we talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time, but it's important. It's important for you guys to essentially, you know how to make things a little bit more palatable for people. If your goal is to be more of a meme record and give people the sort of like awkward, what the hell is this like reaction, right? The sort of performance, like I said, you know, that's right there does that. But if you rap it in a real way, right? More serious, on beat, you know, figuring that sort of thing out, right? People will feel it a little bit different. I think they'll even share it and, you know, wanna remix it in some way or whatnot. But you know, it throws me off and stuff like that. Let's go back into the line. Let me see. Aggressive. We got you up right here. So music suggestion. Let's see. Yeah, we're also on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. He said I got confused with my thoughts for a moment. Like, wait, what? Opening for Kendrick Lamar. It's ATR Media's submission. Let's see what she do.
Yeah.
That's as high as I can go with the
Sit back and recline, my thoughts been going crazy. Lay back in my bed, it's 3 a.m., I've been up lately. I know that they wanna see me down, I know they hate me. This world's really wicked, that's why I'm glad that it saved me. Prayer on ignition, I can't let off of the pedal. All these rappers in the industry be promoting the devil. When you're high up on the shelf, you're always the one to get the medal. When you're living in a life of sin, nobody's there to help you. When you're living in a fantasy, you idolize your kings. When you're living in a world of sin, you idolize those things. When you idolize your friends, they always turn to enemies. That's why I keep my heart closed, can't trust nobody. Bible in my hand, put these demons to submission. They hating on my vision, never thought I'd see myself winning. Now I'm grinding hard, dealing with this pain. Going through these scars, they've been tearing out my heart. Can't fall for the hatred, got a ball like Danny Granger. All the times that they hated, stepped on Satan with the word of God. I know they wanna knock me down, can never fall. I got a ball. Through all the pain, overcame all the obstacles. They wanna knock me down, but I think that's impossible. I got God by my side through all the pain. Married to this journey, bought a wedding ring. When everything start hitting the fan and getting strange, you best bet I'm gonna be in God's lane. I forgive everyone that did me wrong, even ones that hate me in my songs. And I forgive everyone, even if they did me wrong. I forgive them, and I bless them. I forgive them. Prayer on a mission, I can't let off of the pedal. All these rappers in the industry promoting the devil. When you're high up on the shelf, you're always the one to get the medal. When you're living in a life of sin, nobody's there to help you. When you're living in a fantasy, you idolize your kings. When you're living in a world of sin, you idolize those things. When you idolize your friends, they always turn to enemies. That's why I keep my heart closed, can't trust nobody. Prayer on a mission, I can't let off of the pedal. All these rappers in the industry promoting the devil. When you're high up on the shelf, you're always the one to get the medal. When you're living in a life of sin, nobody's there to help you. When you're living in a fantasy, you idolize your kings. When you're living in a life of sin, you idolize those things. When you idolize your friends, they always turn to enemies. That's why I keep my heart closed, can't trust nobody. I only put my trust in God. I only put my trust in God. I only put my trust in God. When you idolize your friends, they always turn to enemies. That's
Once again, this is Aggressive
nobody.
with Life of Sin. Did a lot of times where I do now. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. Now, you got in there, did your thing, overall, you know what I'm saying, melodically. We do have, you know what I'm saying, more of a auto-tune centric, you know what I'm saying, record. No problems figuring there or whatnot. Often we just want the sort of decent delay, reverb kind of combination, you know what I'm saying, within there, to sort of, you know, give that, you know, kind of spacey, you know, effect in addition to. But overall, you know what I'm saying, you actually had, you know what I'm saying, content within there. And anytime you guys make a record with a piano or a acoustic guitar in it, man, like, you know what I'm gonna say. I always think the same thing. I simply am reminded to remind you to hopefully you know, think about performing this song with someone or yourself playing the actual piano, right? Think about what, you know what I'm saying, you have in here.
I know that they want to see me down, I know they hate me. This world's really wicked.
Just like if you can hear it,
me.
obviously there's sort of a few things going on at the same time in here, but there is a piano within there in the background or whatnot. If you isolate that, you know, down to it itself, maybe that and an acoustic guitar, you know what I'm saying? And then him basically going and singing this, no auto-tune, but like in person as that like tiny desk scenario. You know, I feel like that is always going to be the most impressive performance for any artist, right? We can make records all day. For some people, the moment we throw auto-tune, you know, on the vocals, they already start rolling their eyes. They lower their, you know, mental score because they feel like, you know, we don't trust ourselves to actually, you know what I'm saying, just get in there melodically. For you yourself, I also don't necessarily feel like you necessarily need it because you're not doing anything too crazy melodically, right? If you were to go up there like super high in octaves and, you know, as I usually say, treating it more and more like an R&B artist, then, you know, adding it, you know, in a few places wouldn't, you know, hurt. But I feel like, yeah, let people hear the humanity of what you got so they can go from there and spiel that, man. But yeah, that's what's up. Appreciate that gift by the way, man, Genie. Big figure salute. Let's go ahead and head right back into the free line once again. And also, happy Friday to everyone, you know, tapping in. What are you guys getting into this weekend and or, you know what I'm saying, tonight? Let us know. Saying we rocking out, man. We providing the well, no, y'all providing the music and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Same shit, but we're all on the same
Y'all providing it for me to provide. Y'all providing it.
Texting advice, C-Sean.
Not too bad. What's up? I'm kind of feeling a little bit loud. This is Red Dead with lavender scent.
Yeah, but I want to. Letting go, my holding on to you. I don't wanna fight. You gon' argue me right into this shit, sweet nothing. You come in my life when everything's wrong. Promise this on to make it alright. This ain't nothing like a fairy tale dream. Don't even leave. Going back to the streets. Just tell me where you gonna be. It's alright. I'm reminiscing. Oh, I know you wanna lose me. Instead of let them choose me. I delete your text. You said it's the end. I leave you on red. This is where we begin. Hold your hand. I pull my friend. You come home and this was the fucking again.
Interesting.
All of the vibes is that it pick time when I got it in my ride and I'm listening to this shit up at night and I don't know what the hell to do, but when I freaking know that if I crash will I survive, freaking yep, because the song it'll make me figure like I should.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, so mix does need a little bit of work. I do like some of the effects that you did add on the vocals, but it was a tad, bit loud, from the jump or whatnot. We do want to be able to. We gotta remember some things, man. Okay, let me tell y'all something. When it comes to mixing, balance, right? We want everything to be balanced in a way where we can hear and enjoy every single aspect of the record. Even more, I think some people, when it comes to mixing, they forget that it's up to the listener to really crank up the record to, to turn it up to that sort of like max level. If you almost force it, right, you just make it feel like it's, a little bit distorted where people feel like they have to turn it down instead of, up. And in most cases, right, it's not that hard for you guys to really test your songs out. Go to some of the professional platforms and put your record on a playlist with other records in, other records from industry artists in that same genre and feel or whatnot, right? And make sure that it's not a mixtape. Make sure it's a legit, this is from the official album, type shit. Because literally, if you do that, you're gonna hear what the normal, someone who is a fan of somebody else, if it's The Weeknd, if they go to The Weeknd and then they go to your record, they literally should not have to touch that volume knob, once, right? So vice versa. Right, if yours is too loud, then they have to lower it, and then or something else like that. We should just be able to go from artist to artist into anything and not have to touch that volume knob. Overall, though, I like the performance. I liked what I was hearing, and wouldn't have minded more. What else? It's only 1 minute and 41 seconds, so however you guys take that. I usually want songs to be longer as well. Said nice, and then clipping was just me. Let me check the thing. Now, yeah. See, and he was like, it sounded like it was clipping, right? So it was very, very loud. Part of me was, was basically trying to hang in there as much as I could, though. Let me see, good info. And let me see, you said nice, what I'm saying. Let me see, do you got any songs in your queue right now? Sorry, I recorded my microphone off or something like that. What are you talking about? We're pulling from, so again, we're live on both TikTok and YouTube and Twitch as well, whatnot. So there are artists from both ends that have sent songs that we're pulling from that line, right now. It is free to submit. If you don't want to wait in that essential line, you can skip the line. It'll always get you played quicker. It'll guarantee we'll play the full song. We won't cut it. There are different skips, right? So if there are multiple songs that you guys end up wanting back to back, if you want the recorded reaction and review, if you guys look at some of my standalone content, it's often me doing reactions to y'all shit or whatnot, right? Or other artists out there and stuff. So yeah, I know what it is. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. See, my internet is really bad, you know what I'm saying, right now. You know what I'm saying, for me though. Man, well, listen, we can only try. Not bad though. Again, if you're just now popping up.
Letting go, my holding on to you. I'm on fire. You gon' argue me right into this shit, sweet love.
Like it feels like you're right in here. Yeah, I mean, like you should not be that close to the mic when you're performing a song.
Sweet spot is somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in this area. Maybe no. Little bit in there. And also there is a mic, right? I need to look that up right now because I always talk about this and somehow I always forget the name of it. But give me a second. There's a microphone essentially though that will adjust the volume automatically. Like it'll have automation on the volume, with the mic itself. Depending on whether you're further away or close to it. So if there's a certain volume that you need, perfect for podcasts, but also if you're someone who, moves a certain distance, over and over again, it will make sure that, you're heard within. But I feel like that mic might help a lot of people. It is probably pricey though too. Mic with automation. I'm just trying to remember the name of it. Is it the Lewitt Ray Black? Is it the Lewitt Ray? I think it might be the Lewitt Ray. $449. Yeah, it's pricey, but hold on. Could I play that commercial? Let's see. Black. Let me just read this right quick. All right, what is this? All right, so hold on. All right, so look, right? It says Aura helps the Lewitt Ray, overcome conventional microphone. Hold on, let me add this. Conventional microphone limitations that require careful technique to capture the best sound. Typically, getting too close to the mic increases proximity effect and boomness, while moving away thins out the sound and introduces more room tone into the recording. Aura mitigates these issues, functioning essentially like autofocus for your voice, so you can move freely while you're recording or streaming, and it basically makes sure that your levels are consistent. So that is something that I do want to eventually get myself, just to test it out, but it's something that I at least from what the features are, that's a pretty needed kind of freaking thing. Let me see what we have. What we have back in it. Listen, dog, freaking people pop up randomly. They be rapping it. All right, let me see. JSC, you sent back again. You sent a Spotify. You got to give me a second to load my Spotify. So I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? Going to submit something. That's what's up.
Thank you for the follow. Matter of fact, you know what? Every time you wake up, picking if you believe in God, thank you for tomorrow. Cause there's a lot of time for people to be like, I don't know who the fuck that is, but you always trying to follow me down the freaking block and shit, or down the alley. Like people are wondering, like, hey dog, are you like from Cali? Cause like when you always go on any street, like people don't know if I always want to tell you that I'm throwing you discreetly freaking in the thing, and I don't even think I'm just trying to. I'm trying to load the record up. And buying this time while I do it, because I had to load my Spotify app up for reals. Alright, it should be loading any second now. Hopefully it doesn't play an ad. And I almost closed it. Freaking too. That would have been ridiculous. What up, Flex? Shit. Yeah. JSC, freaking we're back again at attack. You know what, dog? You think that I'm African, and I am freaking. You know that like half of y'all laugh at him. Matter of fact, you know what? I can like freestyle or grab a pen.
Mama heard my shit, she know she hit the jackpot. Cause niggas know my taste around the corner like it's crack rock. Bad bitches to tell you that it hit them in the G-spot. I'm number 1 and 2, man. You can have a
shame.
I'll be spitting these to the seas till my teeth drop. Like so fucking rich, you couldn't hit me with a cheap shot. At least it's not the type of nigga that would clean the streets. But soon as I make them grands, I'ma show you how it G walk. Repeating if you going against the team like it's Mike and Scotty P. I'ma show
Welcome to the stream, y'all see on YouTube.
Showing C's on the body, had to tell a young nigga never learn how to grip walk. Not the type of nigga that be with the shit talk. I just turn my tools to let you hear my shit talk.
That's what's up, Envy.
On my squad, they were getting ranked 2007 was the year that changed everything. Cause growing up, mama barely had anything. Thrift shop and made me sweat a jaw, don't say anything. Wear my fucking jaw on these songs just to bury hearing. John Moran, motherfucker, see me how I'm guaranteed. No fuck days, I'm just looking for some love, man. But love, man, shawty just waited to deal like long, man. I was supposed to go to college for so long, man. But no, Jay, find another way to practice wordplay. Mama heard my shit, she know she hit the jackpot. Cause niggas know my taste around the corner like it's crack rock. Bad bitches to tell you that it hit them in a G-spot. I'm number 1 and 2, man. You can have a fucking 3 spot. Cause I'll be spitting these to the seas till my teeth drop. Like so fucking rich, you couldn't hit me with a cheap shot. At least it's not the type of nigga that would clean the streets. But soon as I make them grands, I'ma show you how it G walk. I saw you niggas like Kakashi, how you copy niggas. Need to walk around with a cough, how I body niggas. Probably why all they bitches on my body. Never funny bitch, you turn the richest mama. Probably proud of niggas.
That was about to end. A lot of times there's lots of people who ain't got no friends. There's a lot of practice of freaking people freaking go to a freaking movie theater where they don't even let you bring any tacos in. All right, let me go ahead and hit this button right here that allows me to clap. Now that's a decent, energetic kind of record. There might be a little bit much going on with like, you know, the sample and stuff like that or whatnot, because like you over there rapping and you know you got a very chill overall demeanor and stuff like that, and meanwhile you got the sample. You know what I mean? And like we like it still, but sometimes that's, you know, as you producer, you're supposed to go in there, like filter certain sections, you know, make sure that we can still enjoy fully the art. We can still hear what y'all saying, but it'll be distracting, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. I did like what I was, you know, hearing nonetheless, but again, one thing that I do like to say is try to get the proper mixes before throwing them up on something like Spotify. Like the professional platforms, right? Let's have this conversation right quick. Just 1 second real quick, okay? The professional platforms, let's keep them as professional as possible. Things that are for free, people expect free quality, right? So things that need work, mixtapes, you know, they don't mind you not necessarily having all the bells and whistles there, but when it comes to the official albums, and I mean, I've always considered, like, you know, Spotify, iTunes, like those platforms, even though it's you know, more or less easy to upload your stuff there, and yes, you do have to, you know, pay with most of the platforms, but
you know, I've still viewed it a little bit as that. And it sort of dilutes it if a lot of people kind of, you know what I'm saying, pop up and just like, you know, when we start saying, oh yeah, my stuff's everywhere, it's on Spotify, da 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 da. People used to look at us like we were the shit, because not everybody knew how to upload their stuff there. That meant most people who did were artists who actually went to the studio, got good mixes, tried to make sure that their songs were on point. So them and then the industry artists were basically, you know, on the platform mostly, and it was, you know, all good stuff. These days it's half and half. There are some platforms that will still kind of monitor the overall, you know, mixes and stuff like that. So as you're submitting it to go on those platforms, they just won't put it in rotation if the mix isn't good enough, because literally they have to put your records next to a Jay-Z, a freaking Migos, a Drake, a freaking Kendrick. They got to put y'all stuff next to that, and so, you know, they'll do that, you know what I'm saying, within there. You said since 2 songs, you know what I'm saying, cards, daily limit up, whatnot, you know what I'm saying. What does that even mean, man? You can't listen. You can't just send anything and then send any amount of songs. Like, we have a very specific amount that you must you know, send to Skip for a very specific amount of songs, right? Here are these prices right here.
This song's gonna burn like some hot sauce from hot ones in your eyes.
That just
Man, we'll
drop
talk to an actual bird like
should be fine.
I'm gonna choke through this beat like a termite. Don't make me put you where actual worms lie. Don't like my old shit, I'm thinking you were high. Like me when I'm looking down at a bird's eye view. When I'm cool, better act like you surprised. Head to McDonald's, I'm about to steal your fries. Standing outside.
And I'm just letting you know, so that people do know and stuff like that, so you know the amount, because otherwise it'll make other people kind of do the same thing, and they'll throw the whole line and process out of whack or whatnot. You know, I want us to be able to hopefully get to those, you know, giveaways hopefully by the end of the stream. It is Friday. Let's not also forget any artist who does have a feature with me. There are certain artists who've, you know, sent throughout the past 5 years of me doing this freaking show. I have many features with artists throughout the community. If any of them send skips to the show, I'll always play our feature as a bonus, you know, play or whatnot. So you'll get a little bit of a, you know, kudos there. Let's go ahead and jump back in the free line, though. Let's see, Buko, that's Grizzle, right? And yours is a SoundCloud. What do you say? You said I made a Christian song recently. Hope that's welcome here. You know what I'm saying? If not, that's okay. Listen, where on earth would a Christian song not be? Well, you know what? Like I say that, and I'm like, there's not a place where it would be, but like, no, I've seen how people react. I've literally watched, like, I don't know if you got a whiff of that post where there was there was this lady who was a gospel singer. Apparently she was nominated for like a few awards or something like that, and essentially she was just kind of like on a plane that was about to, you know, take off, and she just wanted to kind of announce to, you know, the plane that she, you know, that she was nominated. She was very excited, and she was asked if she could like sing for them, because she was just like inspired, right? And the air marshal basically, you know, came by and was like basically trying to shut her up. And honestly, when I saw that, I expected people in the chat to be like, oh no, because again, I do this. I listen to music essentially, you know what I'm saying, for a living. I do this all day, right? So for me, I'm like, oh hell yeah, let me hear what she got. I'm like, let me see what she got. Everyone in the chat essentially was like, oh hell no, like we this high in the air in a metal tube with this. I ain't trying to hear that. And you know, like people were kind of in a more irritated state, like sort of being like, yeah, I would have been, you know what I'm saying, annoyed, right? But I don't know, man. The human voice, I think if you are really able to sing, and especially like if she was basically nominated, right? The human voice can do something to you just by hearing a person, you know, sing a little something, right? You know what I'm saying? Pretty sure she wouldn't have went and done a whole concert. That would have been, you know what I'm saying, ridiculous. And I can imagine the only thing that gets me to see potentially, you know, any potential kind of, you know, how someone might have freaking felt is like if you can think of any artist that you don't like out there, and then if you could imagine them getting on a plane with you and then basically starting to rap or sing their song, like, you know what I'm saying, whether you want them to or not, right? So I could see that. However, in the case of what I saw, they didn't even give her a chance, right? I'm like, look, let her sing. If she doesn't do a good job, you know, like boo her or something, like whatever you gotta do. But you know, I doubt that there are people that will get that same reaction in like the right settings or something like that. So anyways, to answer your question, yes, you can send it to the show. We accept every bit of music that you know, comes through, just nothing that's on the radio, right? So if you rapping or singing to some Kirk Franklin instrumental or some Yolanda Adams instrumental, don't send that to the show. We want as original as possible. All right, this is Buko. If I can. When I went around, I don't even know what even happened. Beginning a lot of time when I don't know what the hell about if you can say into the lot of time. No, don't stop right there, my brother.
Now, bro, propaganda. You will never see a movie like this again. Mission Impossible.
I was just rocking with the vibes, man. Something that you know, essentially creates a little bit of an atmosphere. You know, a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, vibes here and there. Nothing too crazy in terms of, you know, performance and stuff like that. There's lots of things that, you know, an artist could, you know, get on there and sort of, you know, rap along with. It is, you know, a little bit speedy though, so you know, you either have to be Twista and Tech 9 with a little bit of Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying, attached in there. And there's some, you know, I mean, the sample or whatnot that's being used feels, you know, very cultural, you know what I'm saying, as well. So, you know, there you go. And what you say, and instead of getting, you know, cut off and stuff like that, what happens? What does that mean? Or you said it froze, you know what I'm saying, on me for a minute, but I'm back and stuff like that. Oh, good. And let me see. And then, you know what I'm saying, anything is possible, though. Anything is possible. Also, always remember, so if you guys have different devices, I do recommend you tap in on our YouTube, right? If you have a YouTube and the TikTok, those are the two, like, I think main ones, you know, a lot of people tend to focus on. We also have Twitch, and they'll all be available just in case, you know, any of the other platforms may catch some interference or something like that. If a record comes through that may affect the stream by, you know, by way of something like that. You know, you can always check the other platforms to see if we're still, you know, live as well. And then if we are affected on something, but it didn't even give me a notification, you can let me know on those others, you know, as well. And be like, hey man, did your TikTok end or something, man? And be like, nah, man. All right, let me see what is man. I'm trying to add this to, we'll do the blue pill and red pill on this one, right? Hold on, what is this gonna pull up? Okay, we'll do that freaking there. All right, man. Big freaking salute as always. Wait, what is she talking about? I gotta say that. All right, here we go. So, what did you say? You know what I'm saying, let me see if anyone knows what lane this is, you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool and stuff like that. What lane? You know, what lane? Oh yeah, because you didn't even put like a hashtag specifically. Give me a second, right? It's interesting because, you know, I think there are slight EDM elements. There's not like a dubstep kind of, you know, section within there. So it's not, you know what I'm saying, nowhere near that. It doesn't have like a full on, you know, break beat. You know, could be somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in like, you know, dance, you know, just like straight up as well. But I know there's definitely a word and a lane for specifically what we're hearing as well. And then Sway said, you know what I'm saying, it's like Clubhouse and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying, that feels you know, definitely along those lanes. And stuff like that. What do you say, the Church of Dextrology and stuff like that? If you want to get played next, you have to send a skip. Always, anytime you go to any review show period ever and you ask that question, the answer will always be the same. Skipping the line is the way to do that, because you're basically going to be getting in front of people who have been waiting before you. You gotta know that.
Gonna burn like some hot sauce from hot ones in your eyes. Birdman will talk to an actual bird like I'm gonna chew through this beat like a termite. Don't make me put you where actual worms lie. Don't like my old shit, I'm thinking you were high. Like me when I'm looking down at a bird's eye view. When I'm cool, better act like you surprised. Head to McDonald's, I'm about to steal your fries. Standing outside.
Right. We got another Spotify. Please don't tell me I closed it. Oh yeah, thank goodness. All right, cool. We got another Spotify, different artist. The last one that we just heard was a SoundCloud, not a Spotify. This is the CXU Tixon. Caution, I think it is, man. Why are we in this generation where we just replace letters with other letters that aren't the letters, and we expect people to know what it is and stuff? And you know, sometimes it's a little easy to get. It's a little easy to get, but there are some people who, like, they will be completely clueless, right? And so as they're trying to pronounce your name and introduce you to the world, you know, last thing that you want is for them to be Cloxican. Next up is with attraction. Hold on, I'm waiting for the ad to. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. And then Grizzle said it's Afro House as well. Let me not do that. If you send it right, you should get a confirmation email sent right back to your email. You know what I'm saying? So go check your email, and then if that's so, then say.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
And baking a surprise birthday cake for
at gmail.com. ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com. What the freak, man? This thing is playing like 4 ads.
Work with
the ad. Central.
To the tubes of M&M's minis.
To the tubes of M&M's minis.
I think this is one of those moments where people say, it's the thought that counts.
M&M's. It's more fun together.
Who does the voice for the M&M's, man? They've been around for some times. That the peanut dude, I feel like they changed that guy or something. The other one, though, I know it's probably because I recognize the voice a little bit, right? The one who plays like the regular Eminem, I have a thought that it's the same person who played Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy. Man. Listen to the voices. I may be wrong though. Let me look it up. Why am I trying to guess at all?
I need this. If it ain't toxic, I want it. You're so erotic. You're loving. It's so hypnotic. I want it. I need it right now. I need this.
Are we sure this ain't the weekend?
If it ain't toxic, I want it. You're so erotic. You're loving.
Yeah, it is. I knew it. I knew it. I should get a skip. I should get a skip for that.
I need it right now. Let me, yeah. Only if you let me.
I get to play one of my songs because I got it right.
You just don't know it. Only if you let me, yeah. Only if you let me. Yeah, you might want me.
I agree.
You just don't know it. I need this. If it ain't toxic, I want it. You're so erotic. You're loving.
Yeah.
It's so hypnotic. I want it. I need it right now. I need this. If it ain't toxic, I want it. You're so erotic. You're loving. It's so hypnotic. I want it. I need it right now.
Need it right now. There's a little time where like you just need to write down. There's a little time where people are freaking be like, Dorky, man, she's singing. What the fuck, bro? You need to pipe down. Sorry.
Your loving, it's so hypnotic.
That's right, that's right.
I want it, I need it right now. I need this, if it ain't toxic. I want it, you're so erotic. Your loving, it's so hypnotic.
You got a good voice on you. That was hitting it. A lot of time people know that they gotta send shit. They don't know what the hell is happening. Freaking if they cussing freaking all over the track, then they gotta censor the freaking shit when they open the freaking door. Then they gotta enter. You gotta make sure that if you a video, then somebody gotta wrench you. I don't know what I was doing. Sorry about that. When I feel a song, it made me want to get on in there and do a little something. For real, the claps just gonna leave me sitting here in silence, huh? All right. Thank you. All right, look. All right, overall performance, I think, was proper in there and stuff like that. I think a lot of people will, feel very much like you have that sort of, weekend sort of sound. And there are certain artists, right? There are certain artists that even if, the independent artist that is influenced by that artist is very much that, or at least just their voice kind of hits in that same thing. For me, I look at the talent level of everyone, right? So if you sound like Michael Jackson, for example, and you can get in that lane, right, when there are some people who can't, right? I think that matters, right? For the artists who do sound closer to or remotely like, a Drake or something like that, for the ones who do it well, right? There's still a skill level with that, right? Because they're utilizing the confidence, the making sure that they're actually, rapping, doing their thing. So, again, in this lane, it's that same thing, right? Sounds very much like The Weeknd. You could open up for a tour with, do a song with him. You could do covers of his records and people would be completely, fine with that. If you don't want people to say you sound, like him, really figure out how to, dig a little bit further than things that he would do on certain songs. If it feels a little bit too close to something that he would do, because in most cases, right, we have three options these days. We have the actual artist, the quote unquote cloned version of that artist, and AI version of that artist, right? I think in most cases, people prefer the actual artist first. They would, very much still prefer another original artist who slightly sounds like their influence, right? But figuring out what that extra thing you need to do to stand out, and it might even just be this specific song, right? That you kind of take on, that vibe, right? Harmonization could potentially help. Adding a ad-libs from, actually making every song kind of be what this song was, right? Because I like how you actually had, the female artist, on there, she got in, had, ad-libs and got on, some of the main parts. And that was a nice sort of like touch and a little, half and half or whatnot, right? But that's also another, sort of like option there, I think. Russell, what up, dog? I got you. Let me see. Did you send that? I think you did send it. At least you said you sent it to the email, so I'll put you in just a moment. And you said thank you. And then Euro, I see you over there on the Twitch side. Was good. Thank you. Make sure you hit that follow button. Like and subscribe. What is it? Oh, also though, like, shout out to, listen, for anybody on the Twitch, man, like, I tend to, like,
upload videos more between Twitch and YouTube. It's gonna be, you know, YouTube in terms of uploading videos, but I'll always go live via the Twitch side freaking as well. We're also always live via the TikTok at the same time and stuff like that. We have Facebook that will from time to time go live at, and also still share the stream there. I do also have a Discord for people that want to join in, become a part of the community, so I'll put that also in the chat. But if you want to stay up to date on, like, you know, if I'm doing a reaction to any movie trailers, you know, video games, you know, other industry sort of artists, and then when certain artists from the show that we're doing now, they'll often send certain skips to the show. One of those are the skipping clips, and I'll often repost the full review from those on our platforms as well. What up, Carrie? Man, you know what I'm saying? Welcome. Give me a second.
I know diamonds are the things that you wish that you had, but homie, I'm playing old school games where it's all up for grabs. You know me. I love gold. I got a big stick of gold where my thing used to be, just because.
Also, sometimes I do have to explain for people on either side, because the chat in both Twitch and YouTube kind of relay themselves to each other. You'll see it relayed under Restream Bot though. So when you see that pop up essentially in the chat, just know that that is it letting you know what someone on the other platform is saying, right? Because people will be like, what is this robot saying? I'm like, no, that's somebody on the other side. All right, so we have, let me look for this one. Russell, okay, I got you. Mirage Moan. All right, let's go ahead and copy this. Download Russell Evan feature Mirage Moan with Runaway. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get it.
You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey.
DJ Dork Genius. Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
Hello, this is Grimace. Be sure to vote 1 to 10 on all music beats and video played on the show. Okay, bye.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, I was hoping to hear your voice when I say all this, but I'm sorry for leaving like that at dinner. When you asked me why I get so scared, it just made me nervous. I've never been treated like this before. It's almost too good to be true, and I don't know what to do. And I'm not one to inflict my own traumas and shit, so I just had to go. I had to run away. And I get if you don't look at me the same, but I really like you, and I would like to try again if you're up for it. Call me back. Bye. Hey.
I ain't fed you lines or ran no games, but I would serenade. I would speak my mind, you do the same, and they would resonate. Read between the lines, you feel the blanks, and when I paraphrase, still empty from your ex, I feel the space up in y'all separate ways. Reluctant and you hesitate, you always got your guard up. Can't escape your pace and run, cause all your trauma's caught up. Stemming from neglect, which I assume just plays a part of. Yet you way up on my mind where you've been kept and always thought of. I never pass no judgment on your past and what you've been through. Whole time I'm visualizing all the places we could get to. Admittedly, I hate it when your reason is regretful, but that inspires change, therefore that feeling is essential. When push comes to shove, I help you handle all those issues. Always spoken from my heart and fed it back into your mental and your lows, and I'm just trying to raise those standards since I met you. And I know you can't deny that good times lapses when I'm with you. I see through the facade you play that's clearly uncontrollable. I know you only drink cause you just really not as sociable. I know exactly why you hide yourself, so I ain't holding you. Just hope to get acquainted from that side that's not approachable. While you reflecting all the comments and the quotables, I understand your exes made most promises revocable. Cuffed you when they met you, left you traumatized, emotional, and all you ever did was compromise the non-negotiables. Looks is not your only trait, on God I'm seeing multiple. Your self-doubt questions love, I double down and speak to both of you. Reflect the vibes you give is what I'm wholeheartedly supposed to do. That side of love giving shows a part of me exposing you. I ain't controlling the mold and in no way coaching you. Applying pressure, but there's lines I ain't encroaching through. That's your discomfort zone, but let me in, I'll grow with you. The type of love that shows up blindly, but I know it's you. That leaves you speechless, still with nothing to say. Yeah, that leaves you speechless, still with nothing to say. That leaves you speechless, still with nothing to say. I just hope you grab and reach me as you run away. Yeah.
Freaking even speeches, there's a lot of freaking people that don't even need to teach it. You can learn it, you can freaking find some freaking weed and burn it. You don't even know like if you need a furnace, cause this shit is so hot that if you need to make sure that when people freaking talking shit to you, they never talk that. Make sure that I like this. Definitely wouldn't have minded it being, you know what I'm saying, longer. You got a dope story to tell, you know what I'm saying, with it, as well as a, you know, it being a vibe. You actually getting in there and rapping. These records are often called, you know, lovesick records, right? Because I had an album series, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, essentially, where, you know, it was more, you know what I'm saying, R&B rap type, you know what I'm saying, shit or whatnot. For me, I would always like sample my, you know, favorite R&B songs from like Avant or R. Kelly or Babyface or something like that, and then like, you know, essentially make records for like, you know, whoever I might have been with, you know what I'm saying, at that time. I made so many eventually that I turned them into albums. And, you know, but I also got artists from the school like that I was going to in it. Anybody who I met that I thought like might have been able to, you know, make something, hop on some of the features or make something themselves as a solo record for it, I would have, you know, put on there. So anytime I hear another record from a new artist, right, that comes to the show, that very much feels like something that I would have put on that album, right? Even either as your solo kind of freaking record or something that, you know, if I was hopping on and you hopped on too, you know, I bring that in that lovesick sort of, you know, vibe. And I love that it's very much, you know what I'm saying, different. You didn't make it cookie cutter, very simple, some, you know, like it was like a heartfelt, something fully, you know, what is the word I want to freaking use, because it's elegant, right? You used a lot of big words, so it wasn't just like too simple. Nothing. It's not nothing I could imagine for like Kids Bop, you know what I'm saying? Because man, they're gonna have to learn, you know, some new words and be a little bit more mature, you know what I'm saying, for that. But this is nice too, because you can, of course, get in there. If you learn how to play piano or get somebody else to do it, and then you do the Tiny Desk version of this. You guys hear me say that all the time on the show. I gotta remind y'all every step of the way, because it's important, right? It's not enough for us to just simply make songs and put song after song after song and song after song out. People do want visuals. They want to connect with us in some way. They want to see us perform things live, right? And even if the only time you do one of those performances, like, you know what I mean? Like, get money together, rent out a freaking spot, get a pianist, you know what I'm saying? Make it happen, you know, do a lot of you guys really need to celebrate yourselves as artists, right? Save up a certain amount of money, figure out how much it really would be to like rent out a venue for just like one day, to rent out a band to actually play a certain amount of freaking songs, you know, with you, and then like, you know, promote, either give out the tickets for free or sell them, whatever you gotta do, but make something happen so you can at least have that kind of situation and feeling at least once. I can almost guarantee that like you'll get addicted to wanting that feeling again, because there's something real about like a real pianist, and then even just the simplicity of that, no drummer yet, just the pianist just playing, and then you going in and then rapping, and maybe some violins come up out of nowhere and stuff like that, you know, like it brings a lot of flavor to it. You got an answer machine kind of intro thing in there as well, which was a nice little touch. There are artists who will literally just, let me just let the intro of the beat play by itself, and then when it's my time to come in, I'm gonna just start rapping. And I'm like, well, what are people supposed to do
you know, until then, right? That means you're basically saying, okay, we're supposed to literally picture the beat as an actual full piece of production. Someone's there playing the piano and the drums and stuff like that. Visuals kind of help too. You said sometimes there's even local places that will pay artists to come, and you know what I'm saying, and see that I think every artist would absolutely, you know, love to go to, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, in most cases, they give you the tickets, they just need you to sell them to you know, whoever. You could buy the tickets yourself and then have to, you know what I'm saying, give them out. But that's like the whole live performance thing for most people is always, you know, sometimes like pulling teeth, right? I always kind of remind them that, like, you know, you're having to make sure that someone has a day off of work or school to come out, see you, have gas money to like potentially buy a new outfit, go out, buy drinks, food, find somebody to go with if they're not going solo, you know what I mean? And then driving out to wherever, you know, that might be, right? To, in some cases, you may be opening up for somebody else. They got to sit through other artists or not, you know what I mean? Like, it really depends on what it is. But if you give them something that really does feel like it's their money's worth, be like, hey, come out, make sure you come on down. We're gonna have a band, you know, we're gonna have, you know, just make it always feel like an event when you guys go and perform, even if it's something minimal. And, you know, I'm telling you, people will show up. People will show up if you're performing at the bathroom at a Walmart, if you do things right. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it sounds stupid, but like, and that's kind of probably the most horrible idea. But anyways, let me go ahead and go back in the lineup.
Yo, Nonsenze and Sir Mike, this song's gonna burn like some hot sauce from hot ones in your eyes. Birdman will talk to an actual bird like I'm gonna chew through this beat like a termite. Don't make me put you where actual worms lie. Don't like my old shit, I'm thinking you were high. Like me when I'm looking down at a bird's eye view. When I'm cool, better act like you surprised. Head to McDonald's, I'm about to steal your fries. Standing outside.
What do you say? Swan sounds like, or swan sounds like your feathers are ruffled, or let me see. And then CA Toronto, that's what's up. Hell yeah. Back the fuck up. Hold on, what was happening in the chat? Are you like back up? And was saying what's freaking good? Yeah, what happened? And he said, I rock anything, you know what I'm saying, LC. And it just got him out, it had been 6 months ago. And he wants me and him to start doing shows, you motivating him. He didn't know people would still rock his stuff. Telling you, man. Everybody who does music, there's somebody who's gonna feel you just as much as you have, you know, confidence in yourself. But at the same time, some of you don't have as much confidence as you need, right? You need a certain amount of yourself that doesn't really care what people think, but you need that other side that wants to push yourself to always be better, to know what things that you do are, you know, good at what level, and how to really, you know, top, you know, that every time. Essentially, because if you can't gauge your own level of talent, you know, if you get on a record with a Jadakiss, with a, you know, a Busta, whoever, right? How would you not know to go back and rewrite some shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll always, you know, just need to pull it in there and then say, let me retort and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm confused on what when anything, you know what I'm saying, happened. And then I will jelly, you know what I'm saying, your shit. I still don't even know where any of that started from, because I don't see anybody who was talking shit to anyone over there. Hey, who talking shit? Who talking shit to who in the chat right now?
Please send your records to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com or get ready to die. Ha 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 ha.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Bro, it's 2 in the morning, fell asleep and I'm yawning, waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in a uniform.
What's up?
Identity, homie, you've been warned. My brain is soaring like a unicorn.
Mad Genie, man, you up right freaking now. We plopping you in. It says, in case you didn't know, listen. Thank you for the heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we about to see what we didn't know at first, but now we'll know, hopefully, man. You know what I'm saying? Any day, whenever it decides. Okay. Hold on, I gotta see if this is.
How do I stop myself from thinking about my problems before I start drinking? I'm on a boat that is slowly sinking with waves so high I can barely see anything. I need some help before I
feel like it should be louder than that, and it probably is.
I feel my heartbeat with every pounding. You won't understand, you probably can't, but you were the only one listening. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know. No.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know. There's a lot of time when you know you place you didn't know. Yeah.
All I can do is bail more water so I can float just a little bit longer. If I survive, it will make me stronger. I clasp my hands and I pray to my Father. Searching for land, but why do I bother? My sails are torn, it's starting to tatter. I'm low on gas, not moving fast, but progress is really all that matters.
But you have what? Come back. No. Hold on, I gotta go back. Here we go.
People pass by, but
Gotcha.
they wave and keep on sailing. I have no time to cry. I need to survive and keep on bailing.
Keep bailing, bro.
Water over the side until the boat is dry. I have no option of failing. I look to the sky and I close my eyes and I pray for a happy ending. I volunteer for this ride, but it's not my time.
Trying to see what the value is at.
Sure is thrilling. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. I have a good guide. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. I'll be alright. In case you didn't know. I have a good guide, so now you know how I'm feeling.
I don't even know what is happening, but it's feeling. Freaking that the people are freaking all up in the freaking. I don't even know if they on the floor or the ceiling. People also don't even know what the hell is happening, man. I'm gonna be rapping up on your song, hopefully picking that you feel me.
If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know.
No, you what?
If you don't know, now you know.
No, you know.
If you don't know, now you
In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, by Johnny Wilkinson. That's not the one. That was Mad Genie. Mad Genie. Honestly, so I feel like I like the chorus, you know, potentially, you know, the most on this, you know. It's catchy, straightforward, simple, you know, makes you kind of sing along, you know, with it as it goes in there, whether we harmonate or not. And the verses are almost kind of like way too, you know, simple to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? I know another artist who did rap exactly, you know what I'm saying, like that. And there almost is like no feeling kind of to it or whatnot, because it's just, again, you're purposely kind of going in there simple. You know what I mean? When I feel like there definitely is a better approach to it. One of the dopest things about being an artist is you know, figuring out that formula. What is the right way for me to perform whatever kind of verse or melodic situation that I have? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll hear things in a very alternative, you know, or maybe R&B way when it probably should be more heavy metal rock or something like that. It really just depends on what you decide to do. But I come across, you know, many situations like that, even from my own songs, where I'd be like, I don't know about, you know, this part right here or whatnot. What if I say it like this and, you know, throw a little bit of swag, you know what I'm saying, on you know, the tail ends of it with this, and then put echoes right here, and I'll want to hear things after I add sound effects and stuff like that to see if that, you know, helps. But yeah, I want to fall in love with the verses and like it at least as much as I like the chorus. That's what I'll, you know what I'm saying, say there. And he said that's what I'm trying to figure out. So you're thinking about the same, you know what I'm saying, thing. It's always good to know that we're at least on that you know, same page. But, you know, try different situations out. Essentially, like with each verse, you did take the same approach. So I would recommend, you know, if you can think of a few different ways, try one with the first verse, try a different one with the second verse, you know what I'm saying, and you know, go from there and see which one you might, you know, like better, and then whichever one that is, you can go back in and, you know, try to throw that same, you know, swag in there. You know, but yeah, I appreciate the gifts on there. I love that figuring it out, you know, process or whatnot, right? Let's have the AI conversation anyway, you know what I'm saying? Often when artist sends AI to the show, that he didn't send AI, but when an artist does send AI to the show in some fashion or form, right, we end up having a whole conversation a little bit about it, because, you know, in my mind, you know, I want to remind people about being a real artist and figuring the stuff out. Like in the cases of, again, when maybe it's not good enough and we have to go back in, I love that aspect. I love that we can try to do something, maybe it doesn't work, we can go back in and reconfigure it, maybe do another beat for it or something like that helps freshen it out, as opposed to, right, with most people who've done the AI situation, they have an idea in their head, maybe some lyrics, they put those into the prompt, it spits a whole record out, right? Beats already gonna be there, lyric, the format of, you know, however it is and stuff like that, and it might be completely different than what you would do, but it robs you of the ability to do that yourself. And in my mind, you know, anytime I do something, it means the world to me when people like something that I've done and I know I did everything. I did the mix, I did the beat, I, you know, specifically wrote, got in, made sure that I did that, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you know that you've done like everything and then people are liking it, you can feel so much better. But if I only did the idea, typed it in, it spits out a song, the beat, the freaking, you know, artist, right? I literally wouldn't feel comfortable taking credit for those records, you know what I'm saying? Because like in most cases you're teasing people with a fake artist, right, who they can't go and meet, they can't shake their hand, they can't watch an interview, they can't go watch a live performance with those. You also can't even copyright AI records, right? So remember that, at least for freaking right now, right? If you can't copyright AI records, to a certain extent, you're wasting your time if you rap to an AI beat, or you are, you know, trying to dump out a bunch of, you know, AI records just because, you know, you can and stuff like that, right? It doesn't help, it won't help. You'll end up moving backwards in the long run and probably have a lot of, you know, things, you know what I'm saying, happen or whatnot. Mad Genie said I don't use any samples and stuff like that. You know, that's what's up. And he said I make my own beats and do everything in Fruit Loops and stuff. That's what's up, man. Again, I like the fact that the journey of a real artist, you know, going in there and just, you know, really trying to figure that out. It's important. It's important, right? Even if we know that like there are some artists who, you know, some artists can't necessarily be the face of the song themselves, so then they'll write the song and then use it as a reference for another artist to then put out and do, right? And in those cases, we still like the fact that if you came up with it yourself and you did the reference record, right? We still like that. But if it would feel weird if, again, let's go back to the AI thing. If someone put in something in AI and then that spit out a record and then they want to use that as a reference record, like, I still feel like, nah, because AI came up with half of it. Like, your lyrics may be there, but like, I, the artist, would want to come up with the structure at least. I would want to like figure out where I would want the words to go and be cohesive with you as a human and stuff like that. Let me see. B2G, what is your email and stuff like that? I know you were wondering if your email ever came through and stuff like that. I was just also wondering if you were wondering, if I was wondering, if we were wondering, if I was wondering what you were wondering about me wondering about what. Let me stop. I think we played one of your records earlier though, right? Wasn't it the Apollo one? Let me go back into that real quick. Hold on, this one right
Had to find a different approach, and that's that. You need to face the facts. If I got locked up today, I'd return.
Yeah. And all right, so you want, I guess, that extra record or whatnot. I'm a gush. I know, but that's not even in the option. That's why you make it complicated, because what you do sometimes is just kind of create a situation, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, by the way, like, that is how a lot of our skips got created in the first place and stuff like that. Like, the first time the 3-song back-to-back on our show got created was because Freshness Fresh kept coming through and sending, you know, three song skips essentially. At that time we didn't have it officially, but
searching for the master sword. You guys are really bad at spitting rhymes and you ain't real and have no skills, and so I mastered yours. I could have been killed running past the horde of zombies.
So we had that. We then had the takeover skip that was initially created by New Mafia, because he would end up sending like 6 songs back to back each time, and end up sending that 50.
Whether done in the dead or day of the dead, if you're not in your bed, then it's off with your head.
Right.
Land of the dead or return of the dead or gone with the wind. Wait.
We had Passive the Rapper, who did the 4-song back to back.
Am I up in an alternate dimension where I hopped inside a comic from a Comic-Con convention? No matter how I try to talk, my kids will never listen. So every morning you go find them running through the kitchen or hopping on the dishes. See, what I really
go through is just, you know what I'm saying? But that's essentially how a lot of those. However, like second submission skips is what price? $6.99 essentially. Does that in my mind feel like a decent price, you know, sent throughout? I'm still thinking about it. It's all good. I know. So for you, when you're doing 1 songs, I think it's 13. Is it like $13.99 or something like that? Let me double check. If you're doing 1 song skips, 2. Yeah, somewhere in there. Let me lessen that. Let me see if it was. What if it was 1350? No. Okay, a little bit more than that. What is the sweet spot? What is the sweet spot? 60? 1360 is 990. So hold on. But oh yeah, but what you're also saying is that they don't have that specific option on in super chat or whatnot. Let me see 1365. I'm just still trying to see like how much exactly. So then 70. Let's see if that's the nope, that still didn't go up there, bro. 75 75 85 75 85 95. All right, 74 74. That is that. So that's what it is. It's 13.74 to get exactly to you know, at least that standard you know, one song. But I'll get you right now. Let me see, where is the file shit? Like people pop up like, hey yo, where is this style of shit? And then you also Carrie said you sent a skip. What kind, what platform? Let us know. What kind and what platform? Matter of fact, you know what, like I pop up and like people be like, hey, let's rap for randomly like go up and I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna do, but man, you know I'm rap for. All right, there we go. And then let me look for that.
I spit gas and Apollo's
Cash
been
App.
fire. Together we'll burn down your fucking empire.
You need to face it, soldier. Yeah, we taking over. We rushing into the
How come I didn't
snake
see
pit
it?
to wake the cobra.
Let me see.
Tick tock. Now your reign is over, and I don't care if I'm damaging
Okay, I got it.
hip hop. You need to face it, soldier. Yeah, we taking over. We rushing into the snake pit to wake the cobra. Tick tock. Now your reign is over, and I don't care if I'm damaging hip hop. Oh yeah, it's that conspicuous prick. I'm sicker than sick. I'm sick from my head to my dick. I'm sick from my dick right down to my kicks. To my whip, the same ride I take trips to the city with. I'm still gutter, still spitting that gritty shit. Make them do the twist like it's 1956. I hate rap and I can't stand 50 shit. Eminem's a baby and Drake's just a pretty bitch. Huh, you're just a bunch of pussies to me. Collingwood, Ontario, if you're looking for me. And yes, I'm insane, fuck, I never keep my chains tucked. Plus all my visitors bow like I'm King Tut, about to let them all have it. Now you got me spitting out fire mixed with ethanol and raw gases. And when they finally put the crown on the boss, they stood to their feet to give me a round of applause. You need to face it, soldier. Yeah, we taking over. We rushing into the snake pit to wake the cobra. Tick tock. Now your reign is over, and I don't care if I'm damaging hip hop. You need to face it, soldier. Yeah, we taking over. We rushing into the snake pit to wake the cobra. Tick tock. Now your reign is over, and I don't care if I'm damaging hip hop.
Damaging, peeking people that figure out how the hell they can stand it, but freaking people are either like sitting down or they standing up. Matter of fact, ain't nobody like ever knew when the cannon was, like nobody freaking cared, and like I rapped and then they freaking stared, and people also like I don't even think that a freaking bear would be able to like take on freaking a freaking ape, and I don't even really know like half of all of your faces. Wake the Cobra, Apollo Escobar, it's B2G. All right, so feels like something decent for a mixtape, you know what I'm saying? Bars, everything, you know what I'm saying, on point. So far, everything that I've heard from him, you know, bars wise has been, you know, on point each time. He knows how to freaking rap. He gets in there,
you know, definitely an MC and lyricist. I appreciate that. Keep doing that. Keep it up. Don't let anybody freaking tell you to freaking stop. You got that voice. You got that voice. And, you know, it always gets my attention every time. 2 minutes and 17 seconds of record. So a little bit short depending on, you know what I'm saying, if you know, like or dislike the record, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just right if you don't like it enough and you wanted it to end. But it's too short if you know, really liked it and you wanted it to be longer. I like the Christmas production on here because it feels like something that, you know, especially towards, you know, Christmas would be decent to sort of like put on that playlist, even though the bars aren't, you know, Christmas themed or whatnot. But, you know, I always hear that sample and I think, you know, very much what's up with that. And honestly, man, I haven't forgot, man. I request that everybody who sends to the show, man, like, I request all you guys, if you can, you know, do a little bit of a Christmas EP or something like that for the holidays this year. And we'll celebrate on the show. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a holiday episode around that time and kind of, you know, see if, you know, a lot of you guys independently can, you know, get into some of those lanes or whatnot, right? Where, like, again, so a lot of people have every year, right? There are certain people they always listen to, Mariah Carey, the Frank Sinatra, you know what I'm saying? They need those specific covers, you know, from those artists in that sort of playlist or whatnot, right? And whether you're doing something original or cover wise, it's always dope to be a part of those playlists, especially if you get a part of the yearly one. So I'd love to see what you guys would potentially be able to do, you know what I'm saying, with that. Same thing for Halloween and vice versa. I love it. I'm just a fan of themed things in general, and you know, it doesn't hurt to be able to always have something to come back to. Like, I'm someone that never, you know, forgets about that. So not bad. Let me go ahead and put that skip that we have up right quick.
I know diamonds are the things that you wish that you had, but homie, I'm playing old school games where it's all up for grabs.
Nah, not yet.
I love gold.
Back to the delivery, in my opinion.
I got a big stick of gold where my thing used to be just because. A ding and a ding and a ding and a ding and then a ding and a ding and a ding.
Yeah, whatever. Where the freak? The other one that I think we had played though. So dear's that. Let me see. So this one is supposed to be, where did it go? The carry. What email did you send with? What email did you send with? I'm trying to see if I need you to send it again. Carry M. You just said sent from, and then it says nothing. I sent from, and then it just cuts off. No! Imagine me being lost somewhere, and then your thing you used the form from the website. Okay, so I'm assuming, was it the rags to riches, or was it the winter? I'm looking at some of these others that were sent via that. Oh yeah, so it's the rags to riches then. I got you. Okay, can I add this thing? Like, why am I still on this window? Why am I still on the window? People also don't know what the hell to do. They know they pretend though.
lights are flashing, blue suede fashion tins. I'll watch him walking by. If the queen never stole his heart, oh, then he might give them a try. He's a king, the dealer knows it. In his pride, he doubles down. And if fate enjoys the date, he'll be the one who wears the crown. But every pleasure comes with a cost.
I really like it.
Locked his ego is too far gone. With an ace in his face, she laughs, he's lost. He'll be back tomorrow because she's got style like an angel, always telling pretty lies. He's a rebel looking for another fix to get him by. That's alright, little mama, as the darkness fills his mind. She will be his demise, cause she's the devil in disguise. Causing panic in a manic, asking for another round. All the glitz and shallow glamour hides a seedy underground. Chasing substance in abundance just to keep him out of hell. She's another mistake on top of Heartbreak Hotel. Cause every pleasure comes with a cost. His day with fate, maybe star-crossed. Knowing this heart won't last as long. He'll be back tomorrow because she's got style like an angel, always telling pretty lies. He's a rebel looking for another fix to get him by. That's alright, little mama, as the darkness fills his mind. She will be his demise, cause she's a devil in disguise. Yeah, yeah, she's a devil, devil, yeah. She's a devil in disguise.
Bruh. I wanted that to keep going. Hold on. I can't remember where where you getting that pre-extra one right now? Hold on. Where did I start this from? That's it. I'm closing everything. What did I do, man? Oh, there we go. It was the whole freaking, you know what I'm saying, Spotify and shit. Listen, that record, you know what I'm saying, was, you know what I'm saying, good or whatnot. I think it was somewhere in like, you know, the 2 minutes and 16, you know, seconds range, but still felt good. You know what I mean? You have that, that sound that can, you know, be played right next to, right? You could open up for or tour with a you know, Adam, you know what I'm saying, of the voice and shit like that, right? Him and you know, the group that he has very much in that. I'm assuming that you consider that song like more of an intro, right? So you just kind of made it 2 minutes and 16. But honestly, unless you actually unless you actually call something an intro, you don't have to, you know, adhere by those, you know, normalities of an intro and outro being short. You can just make it be a song essentially, that people are, you know, getting to experience right along with everything else or whatnot. And if you want to do an intro, that's always going to be up to you. But yeah, I like that right there. And so with that, appreciate you, Carrie. And again, that was Rags and Riches, Devil in Disguise. As all platforms. I'm gonna go ahead and post this in the chat right quick, and let's see what's up, so y'all can go add it to y'all Spotify. And let me see what's up. Oh no, that's what you meant. Sorry, that I might have been a little bit confused. Know that, like, okay, so when you come to the show, there's always a line, right? There's always gonna be a line. If there isn't, I'll usually I will let you know to send an extra or just a random submission or something like that. Basically, I'll reset the email and then, you know what I'm saying, have you do something else. But in most, if not all streams that we do and have always done, we play one song per artist in the free line. So if you don't pay to skip the line at all, like as soon as you're played, you won't get played again unless you skip. And then again, if you skip, period, you can continue to skip throughout the stream and stuff like that, as long as you know the prices for many things. Vice versa, you could skip the line and then put a different record in the free line and wait for that. So because if you skip and then you're played, it doesn't mean you can't be played again in the free line. It means, you know, we have two different lines. But if you've already been played once in the free line, most people feel some type of way when they hear another artist that they've already heard and they're also in the free line and they're still waiting for their song to be played. So we kind of stopped, you know, allowing that. We just said, okay, well, one song per artist in the free line. We'll let you guys do your thing, and then you know, skipping will be that thing that allows people to do however many you guys want, or the thing. Let me get back into the email and stuff. Thank you. What did Nick Flanagan say? Let me see when you get the mouse get played. Nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? Unreleased second song, you know what I'm saying? I sent first and then play the unreleased YouTube link second. Okie dokie. And then so Nick Flanagan sent a skip. Let me get you in there.
I just need you to. Can you please just go? We all eat pizza, so I make weird music. I got pizza if you need them, PayPal me. You see me on the playground, just yeah, I'm a dork, but I stay grounded. They call me in cause I stay clowning. You wanna stay down then?
But yeah, do those conversion. Always look up the conversion rates often for different things, just so we'll always know exactly how much you're sending and how much things will, you know, actually be equated for and stuff like that. It's the same reason why and I appreciate you guys on the TikTok side when it's, you know, any kind and form of gift and stuff. But I always got to remind you guys as well, if someone is trying to skip via the TikTok specifically and gifts, a Galaxy is the best one to do that with, because I know that it's worth $10. It is exactly the amount for the skip or whatnot. I have to check with all the other sort of things to see like what they're worth or whatnot. But when some artists will try to do it with, like, you know, roses and other items, it's a little bit more complicated, because it's like smaller increments, you know, saying over time, and it makes you a little bit more confusion and stuff. But that might just be something we have to talk to TikTok about as well, man. You know, make the suggestions to make things easier for us to actually see exactly how much specific people you know, sent, and like vice versa. All right, hold on, let me get back into the email so I can get Nick Flanagan's. Nick Flanagan. All right, man. And then you gave a specific order as well, so I'll try to pay attention to that as soon as I get in there. Can you at least put this on while you're... Alright, so there's that inside. Oh wait, are they both in the same email? Okay, I think they're, at least from what I can see, nope, they are not in the same. So let me look. This was fire for real, by the way, Nick had said. Okay, so he said when you play my skip play, nothing personal, the second song first, and then the other one. Okay, so this one, let me move to the side then. See if that opens there. And let me double check that your other one. Nope, the other one, whatever the second one you were talking about, it didn't come in yet. So you might need to resend that. Resend it. I pretend that freaking when you gotta go somewhere to be cool, cause people to pop up randomly and we in that. Speaking of which though, it is Friday, and for people who don't know, when you have a feature with me on Fridays, if you send a paid skip, you get a free bonus play of that feature. So while we're waiting for yours, while we're waiting for your other one, we'll throw that bonus one in right now. I suppose that will allow us to buy time, right?
I always get asked how I keep coming up with catchy ass choruses and shit.
Aha!
So I made this. Yeah.
They be like, hell, check it out, I'm doing it right now. Well, you know what these words are in your mouth, you're walking around humming these hooks up in your house. But they be like, hell, dance up on the beat while being loud, it's allowed. Say some catchy shit with confidence and never doubt, and all that they'll be saying is wow, wow, wow. Like, holy cow, could it be that easy? And I'm like, yes sir, indeedy, believe me, no pressure is needed, just a teeny bit of effort and we be filling the world with pleasure worth repeating. And better get ready, each measure is leading you, yes you, to step your little feeties out on the dance floor. Press all your PPs together till they mesh. Her breasts work to the beating. I'm beasting, and I'm swelling up like a bee sting. And by then, she's wetter than a Fiji. Get a bucket and I'm upper, better yet a squeegee.
But the love of the game is
I might as well be knee deep. And excuse me, I'm usually not this needy, but I can't help but feeling like right now we need eat. Then she asked, like how? Check it out, I'm doing it right now. Well, you know what these words are in your mouth, you're walking around humming these hooks up in your house. But they be like, how? Dance up on the beat while being loud, it's allowed. Say some catchy shit with confidence and never doubt. And all that they'll be saying is wow, wow, wow.
Hey yo, people always ask so many questions. I swear everybody wants to be a detective. We're sitting on a plane, but you're getting ejected, cause the music that you made wasn't really effective. When I rap, nobody ever really rejects it. I think about things, then I make up a checklist. Then I say all of the things that I have in my head. Plus I'm a dork and somehow everybody respects it. And every one of y'all should be making an exit. Start running really fast so you're tired your legs get. I just want a cowgirl, maybe from Texas, or maybe just someone to eat bacon and eggs with. Me and Nick Flanagan plead the fifth, taking a bowl to go and pack it with weed and shit. So much smoke in the car, I can't even see in the shit. Everything's weirder when you try to throw me in the mix.
They be like, how? Check it out, I'm doing it right now. Well, you know what these words are in your mouth, you're walking around humming these hooks up in your house. But they be like, how? Dance up on the beat while being loud, it's allowed. Say some catchy shit with confidence and never doubt. And all that they'll be saying is wow,
wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Excuse me. Lyric video coming soon, you know what I'm saying, as well. So we'll see, you know what I'm saying. You know what happens, you know what I'm saying, with that one. That was, you know, for me, that was a you know, like, I don't know what word to freaking use, you know what I'm saying, right here, but I'll just say I recorded my verse at a time when I had lost, you know, my voice, and like I absolutely you know, was pissed that, you know, that had happened, because like, again, for some people who don't know, right, you know what I'm saying, my usual go-to, right, where my very, you know what I'm saying, much animated, you know, rap voice.
Searching for the master sword. You guys are really bad at spitting rhymes, and you ain't real and have no skills, and so I mastered George.
I have no skills, and so I mastered George. You know what I'm saying? So I can get up there, but I literally, you know, for weeks, if not, you know what I'm saying, months, was not able to do anything remotely high pitched, couldn't sing, couldn't like get in there. And so that was like right on the tail of, you know, me you know, just you know, slightly getting over and stuff like that. Part of me still possibly wants to maybe re-record it one more time now that I actually do have my voice back, just to see if you know, I can add even more, you know what I'm saying, up to it or whatnot. But still had fun, you know what I'm saying, nonetheless, you know, with you know what I'm saying, what I did figure on there. And of course, Nick, every song that he does, man, I get a vibe that he is having fun with it every time, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the work that you know, he does with each record. It never feels like he dumbs himself down. Even on, you know, a dance record, he'll get in there and have fun, you know what I'm saying, be very much, you know, a lyricist, and you know, actually has a personality, you know what I'm saying. So when you hear him, you know, and we'll play, we got 2 more records, of course, from him right now that we're gonna throw in, so you can see for yourself or whatnot. I have no idea what these other 2 are going to be, but this one is the actual order that he wanted things for the player. This one's called Nothing Personal, featuring Timmy Splits. Timmy Spits. Always makes me want to say Splits.
It ain't nothing personal. It's nothing about you as a person, no. Whether you someone I barely know, or someone I never heard before. But I don't like the way you look, don't like the way you act, nah. Don't like the way you dress, don't like the way you rap, nah. Don't like the way you talk, don't like the way you move, nah. Don't like the way you sit, don't like the things you do. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. How else can I say I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. And for that you gotta pay, I don't like it. Ain't my problem that you so easy to dislike. You enter the scene and I'm already thinking about a fist fight. It might escalate, but I got that pistol tucked in for a good night. Piss me off and your girl can jump on this pipe. She be going down like Mario. Not sorry, bro. She a piece of meat and I'm a carnivore. Not honorable, but I'm on a roll. And she riding me like she at a carnival. She left to the con looking for that pot of gold, but she found cock and bone. Ooh, that's got its thing, I know it do. I fuck you up, come back for seconds, now your ass is over too. There ain't no connection, I go loco in a vocal booth, and you ain't getting picked even if it's a local photo shoot. I'm overdue to lose my cool and get violin. It's been a while since, but just that thought got me smiling. Cue the violins, cause I'll kill you, then resuscitate your bitch ass, just so I can see you die. It ain't nothing personal. It's nothing about you as a person, no. Whether you someone I barely know, or someone I never heard before. But I don't like the way you look, don't like the way you act, nah. Don't like the way you dress, don't like the way you rap, nah. Don't like the way you talk, don't like the way you move, nah. Don't like the way you sit, don't like the things you do. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. How else can I say I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. And for that you gotta pay, I don't like you.
Bitch, pay that shit. Fuck your mom and dad off Rick. I ain't like your ass cap one more time and I'm a fucking trip. You ain't real, you's a fucking fraud. Nigga, take a hint, this world ain't big enough for you and me, we ain't gon' coexist. How many niggas faking streams buying all the clout and they acting tough? And how many niggas false claiming when I come equipped and I see they bluff? No dope rapping, just straight yapping. These niggas ain't really dope enough. Gonna kill the game so much, all these fake rappers gon' need a fucking buck. And that's real, come from a place where these niggas don't give a fuck how you gon' feel. The industry sick of the people that's running the game, we came to reveal. Whoa, toe tagging everybody that's straight lacking, and I came packing this heat, nigga. Of course I won't beef with you, ain't talking to switch my balls and trigger. It ain't personal, I wanna change the game, cause these rappers ain't really adding up. It ain't personal, I wanna run the fake, cause these fakest labels wanna be corrupt. It ain't personal when I call you out no shit, cause you was a fucking chump. Just remember, it ain't really personal when I edit shit and it's so personal.
It's nothing about you as a person, no. Whether you someone I barely know,
don't like the way you act.
No.
Don't like the way you dress, don't like the way you rap.
No.
Don't like the way you talk, don't like the way you move.
No.
Don't like the way you sit, don't like the things you do. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. How else can I say I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. I don't like you, no I don't. And for that you gotta pay, I don't like you.
You don't like me, but thinking I wanna thinking chillin', thinking watch the Spike Lee, thinking movies when I know that there's another time where I'm about to wifey. She gon' feel like there's another time where ice cream is just sitting. Hey, wait a second. I like that. Now, Nick Flanagan is a very versatile, you know what I'm saying, artist. I have heard him in many different, you know what I'm saying, genres or whatnot, right? I always feel like if you're able to do, you know, almost any, you know, kind of beat, it makes you a little bit more valuable, right? And because there's no place that someone, like, there's no excuse not to invite you to any kind of event where artists are performing, as long as you have records that have, you know, those pieces of production that work in those lanes. So if it's something more hip hop, more trap centric, you know, something more, you know, for the clubs or whatnot, like, you've had things for each thing. You have more real stuff, you know, things that are more, you know, heartfelt, serious. You got things for the kids. You know, so I've seen much of what you have. This one has a little bit of an anthem, you know, within that chorus, and I feel like it's kind of, you know, funny. It's something that could go, you know, viral if someone comes with this with the visuals and just like finds a million different moments to, you know, like, anytime you don't like somebody, like, you got to get that chorus in. I don't like you. No, I don't like you. You know what I mean? I'm saying, all you ever have to do sometimes is figure out that one person that's gonna that can use your song as a skit, you know, and, you know, figure out those situations where it would, you know, look good in or whatnot, right? And it sort of trickles down. Other people kind of want to do it, you know, but I like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at the second record. Let me see where that one was. This one was the one with C-Po, and it's the YouTube link. So this one's not private. We can post this one in the chat so people can go follow you. Go and follow. Go and follow. Matter of fact, man, you know I borrow a whole and borrow. This one's called Dead Inside, featuring C-Po.
I feel so dead inside, and no, I'm not alright. Don't listen to the words, just listen to my heart, and you might hear the cry. No matter how hard I try, yeah, there's no sign of life. You might hear a heartbeat or two, but there's no one inside. I feel so dead inside.
Lost in my own self-loathing again. This the lowest I've been since I don't know when. And it makes no sense how a single notion or a meaningless moment can be the opening for a law when all I do is preach growth and hope, but I reap no dividends. Not even trying to plead my own innocence, maybe ignorance, but probably not, cause I sure as hell don't live in bliss, and I'm in the midst of giving in, and I can't get a grip and it's getting grim, living in this existence where at least 6/10 of the time I'm just tense, and distance is forever expanding between friends and family. Don't mean to bring damage, and damn it, this medicine's no longer entering my calls for help as I'm sitting here panicking. Nothing is working the way I was planning it, and it feels like I'm finishing.
I feel so dead inside, and no, I'm not alright. Don't listen to the words, just listen to my heart, and you might hear the cry. No matter how hard I try, yeah, there's no sign of life. You might hear a heartbeat or two, but there's no one inside. I feel so dead inside.
I hate coming off as a downer and stuff. But I'm down on my luck. Never the fairway, my lines are rough. And this chip on my shoulder is never enough to get me to the green. A bottle of Ace or played in the club, but still I'm just punching and swinging till I stroke out. No bluff, you can try to fake me, but I get to try to be nice. And these hooks will eventually get me to the prize. And yeah, I mean more than a slice. I can draw you a picture of what I would like when my cup's half empty and careers on ice. So many flops, I can't count them again. No waving no flags through the ups and downs. No matter what, I still go for the pin. Just ironing out my skills till I'm out of this rut. Cause I might be cut, but I'm not dead. And that's simply put. Simply put, simply put, simply put. But I feel so dead inside.
I like that. Yeah, I like these kind of lyric videos. He always has like some of the most decent ones. Y'all gotta top him when it comes to these.
Yeah, there's no sign of life. You might hear a heartbeat or two, but there's no one inside. I feel so dead inside.
Feel so dead. There's a lot of time where people that can wake up randomly and they go when they feel your head like, hey man, what the hell's in there? People wicked don't even think they want to lose, freaking then they think they win. Yeah, people want to go and fill your chin hair, steal your chin hair. If you can use it, people don't know about freaking music. You don't know what the hell you gonna do with. You gonna freaking send this whole shit to freaking Luda freaking Chris to the freaking system.
I feel so dead inside.
I feel so dead inside. Oh, I feel so dead inside.
See again, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that 3 weeks ago. Hey, freaking salute. Now this one right here, man. Let's start with the lyric video aspect, right? Because you know, lyric videos are something that at the very least I think we all should have for each of our songs if we truly wanted to sort of, you know, get out there, because I feel like it, like, just records and then also the visuals kind of breathe life into whatever it is, right? You know what I'm saying? The more that we do, the more people get connected with it. But also I think people like having something to look at as opposed to just staring into space while listening to a record. And again, when it comes to lyrics, having, you know, them in a cool font and, you know, coming across as like the word, like I've always loved that when as the word pops up, you know, you'll sort of see the as the word pops up in the song, you'll see it visually on the screen exactly as it happens, as opposed to here's a whole, you know, here's a whole bar, just let's just keep it there as he says this whole part, and then we'll change it in the next, you know, 8 bars, and then we'll change it in the next 8 bars. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't, you know, help people as much. But you do something like this, right? It gives people something to, you know, look at visually, you know, by itself. But also if you're doing a live performance, again, if you guys are lucky enough to perform at venues that have that, you know, green screen in the back or projector, right? Literally, you could put the lyric video up there and kind of just perform. But again, like, see, you gotta have all the sort of know-how and the prowess for everything. If you're gonna do live performance with a band, you know, still bring the visual, but like muted, right? And then just have it play right along with. Like, make sure you sync it up. You can have like one part and then like maybe it plays for a small part of the intro, and the band takes over, you know, the rest, and you know where everything sort of like flies from there, as long as they're sort of like on beat or something. I mean, again, you got to figure that out, right? If it's the instrumental, same thing. You just kind of replace the instrumental replace the record with the instrumental itself, and just still like let the timing and everything, you know what I'm saying, match up. I wonder if something else would have to be done, because there's a part where you know, the beat drops, right? The beat drops completely, and then, you know, he just essentially says and repeats, you know, one of the phrases a few times. And I don't think I think that manually, right, you have to sort of like bring the beat back at a certain place right there. So in that case, like, what do you do if you still have that? Huh. I don't know. Maybe you could. We figure it, but I don't know. It's fun. It's fun trying to figure that out either way. But you know, you let me know what you would do. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious. I am. You know, curious. What do you say? Could be my first ever. You know, first for everything. Though, and then this one I just dropped. You know what I'm saying? A few hours ago. You know what I'm saying? Any likes, you know what I'm saying, comments, etc. Would be dope as fuck. Alright, so hold on. Let me make sure. Let me go back. Shout out to everybody who pops up randomly, but man, I guess you don't rap.
Oh my gosh, man. Listen. Mjolnir.
Alright. Let's go ahead and place this and jump right back in. We're gonna go back in the free line right about now. If you guys are on TikTok, I'm gonna restart you guys real quick. So tap back into the stream in just a moment or whatnot. We'll get you guys right back up and going. You can also tap back in on our YouTube side right now. YouTube. You who?
Excuse me, did you? Bro, it's 2 in the morning, fell asleep and I'm yawning, waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in his uniform. Born identity, homie, you've been warned. My brain is soaring like a unicorn.
Alright, we are back in the fold, y'all, as we proceed to give you what you need. Let me see who we got, man. Sway K with the 8K. Leashy dog, man. I hope something 8 day. I don't know. Let me see. So this is all for you. This is all for you, so we shall plop this into the record. If you have music, send it in to my email. It's ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com. If you don't believe me,
be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
Pain-stricken, still living. I do it for God, cause the love's given freely, unconditional. That's the type of love that's not traditional. That's the type of love that be provisional. That's the type of love that be medicinal. I'm telling you my principles. Hating's not permissible. I hope you see my visual. I do this for the people who have drugs in their veins, cause we really just the same. And the devil who I blame for the sickness leaving stains. Most my life been figuring out what to do. Follow God, oh yeah, that's true. Jesus paid the price, he knew. He saw a vision, saw a view, said they know not what they do. And I still don't know what I'm doing. Feeling like an alien from Mars, I'm not human. Weeping my little Hemi, yeah, the pipes, they be fuming. Lord, shine brighter than every single lumen. Feel the demons watching me, I'm feeling like I'm true, man. I've been smoking pounds and drinking hella liters. I'm just trying to follow Christ, I'll do it.
Is that both you or you in a picture?
Yeah, we going off the meter. I denied him just like Peter, hoping for forgiveness. I backslid and focused on the purpose. God is my witness, not focused on fitness, not focused on litness, focused on forgiveness. Not just me, but for my brothers, we the sin, we like another. I can't keep wearing the cover, I fear Christ, don't fear no other. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths. Matthew 17:20. Our faith can move mountains. Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Psalms 48:14. For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide, even to the end. Jesus Christ, yeah, that's my Savior. Jesus Christ, his love is major. Jesus Christ, there's never failure. Jesus Christ, he made me braver. Jesus Christ, changed my behavior. Jesus Christ, no greater favor. Jesus Christ, my soul won't waver.
production is growing and changing over time.
Growing and changing, noting and taking, rolling and making. Big saluta, you computer freaking whole thing that you don't know what to do, bro. Listen, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I appreciate the time, of course, man. Any artist who goes over, you know, like 1 to 2 minutes, you're willing to do the work, right? Because any of the songs that, you know, they become a hit, you're performing it and going through. And like this production, man, like I tell producers all the time, I tell producers all the time, you know, that variation, the talk we have, it works both for producers and artists, right? The fact that like if something is very repetitive, artists will only be inspired a certain amount, right? They'll only go in a certain amount of time, then they might, you know, head out a little bit, you know, sooner than they normally would. But if you change it up, if you have parts of the beat that literally take on different shapes over time and are elevated with different things, maybe different instruments or something like that, you know, come through. Again, like most artists can't resist still trying to do something for that part, or finding an artist that can, you know, go there, you know, as a feature, right? So that's what I felt like we heard, you know, a little bit there. We not necessarily, you know, a feature or whatnot. The other thing is like, you know, so he goes, you know, back and forth quite a bit. It is him, you know, both rapping and, you know, straight up singing. And my thought process is always with, you know, what do we do during a live performance, right? Of a record like, you know, this, where you're going, you know, back and forth, you know, sometimes in between, you know, 4 to 8 bars in both rapping and singing, you know, is or would that get tiring for you to switch, you know, so quickly between both, you know, and you know, hopefully not, you know, that's just always my thought. Like, how does it feel as a live performance when you're doing it, or when or if you were to do it like a tiny desk scenario, and should or would he you know, potentially need to utilize like a backup singer or something like that, or you know, I'm curious where all of you guys freaking lie with it as well. Corey John said, shit, sharp. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let me know. Give me your thoughts. So I like the build up though. You know what I mean? Some people may feel like you probably don't need the, you know, auto-tune in most cases, you know, because it is a bit much, and or, you know, you could be, you know, utilizing it a little bit too much within there. If we think about, you know, most, you know, gospel records especially, it is something outside of that lane that we, you know, don't usually really, you know, hear. But these days, like, I think the levee has been broken for a lot of genres, right? We see a lot of different things blending into, you know, others, and you know, just modes being broken. You know what I mean? We saw that with Lil Nas X and Old Town Road, essentially. I still don't like that song, but that was the first kind of example of that, because his record wasn't traditionally, you know, country in that way in terms of like the production, which is why the people that fought against it had so much of a problem, you know, with it. You know, and in some cases people will, you know, when we're imagining this song, we do hopefully get a version with a choir and you know, stuff like that,
Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. We're also on YouTube and Twitch. So if you have accounts on either of those, follow us on those as well, as I do post videos on, you know, the YouTube. And I am trying to see what other kind of almost gaming specific content I can do for the Twitch side. Maybe, just maybe, right? On the weekends, I do Twitch, right? Maybe I do Twitch on the weekend, but I also play games while I freaking do it or whatnot, right? Weekdays, I focus completely on, you know, the music itself. And maybe I can do games on Saturday, and then on Sunday, a podcast or episode or something like that. But I gotta like plan things out essentially either way. Let's put this in.
Today, I want to talk about something that we are all dealing with and talking about on a constant basis. Fuck boys.
This is Fuckboy Dexter with
You're dealing with
Dextrology.
Are you really talking about feature? I don't really need these people. I'm a really shit that eater. I'm that bitch, I'm a achiever.
What up?
I'm a really fuck that eating. Go where I slide. Don't need no scream, ain't need no sink. Bitch, I gon' shoot at the op. Kill all the mama, get popped. Niggas switch over some money. Niggas switch up, he get popped. Used to keep crack on my sock. Now a nigga living rock. I used to beef up with all the beef. No more than he get dropped. Miley in my styro. I been moving spiral. No sheet, no lamb, no gyro. Did this shit on my own. Shit shaking for bottle. Try for Demi Lovato. That ain't my bit, my soul. Always tryna make by something. I hope my eyes die slow. I said again on my own. Like why you gotta lie when that be hit on my phone. I sold my soul for this shit. Now demons watching me and shit. Bitch, I'm from the hood, from the streets, so you know I'm good. I was with the killers, drug dealers in the wood. I did this shit for a minute, not for my hood. I did all this shit for me. She bust it down for a key. She gon' bust it down for Lee. I put this on tryna make that mug. I was like tryna make this but when it's all about that money, I been like niggas say you gon' catch me naked, I ain't go for none.
I ain't go for nothing, no.
And make no time. So wait till I make it. It's gonna be alright.
What are you doing?
But I ain't got no time.
La 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 la. I know what a mind would say essentially. Little beat up about is the other times when you pick it, hear a beat, get up, put on the slide. That time when you whipping it. Alright, so okay, I like that you do have a personality, and you know you have an energy that is you know, kind of weird, unorthodox, you know what I'm saying, slightly fun or whatnot. There are some things that do fall under the wayside in terms of us being able to hear and understand, you know, certain things of what you're saying. So when it comes to, you know, the mix, you know what I'm saying, I always make sure that it's polished enough where we can, you know, hear what you're saying. Beat is freaking dope though. How you're rapping to it, you know, is you know what I'm saying, kind of interesting. I'm curious on what some of it may sound like, you know, without the you know, auto-tune and stuff like that. Maybe or maybe not, you know, it may help or hurt. Anytime you do have, you know, auto-tune on your records though, you know, try to add that, like, that perfect delay reverb combination. When you know, if you have that good quality and polish, you know, on the mix itself, and then you know that it'll often allow the vocals to feel, you know, very, you know, spacey, slightly atmospheric, and you know, kind of breathes a little bit more, you know, life into it though. Video also would be something to breathe some life into that.
What do you think about it, my friend? It's a show record. And if you could get any industry feature on that, you know what I'm saying? Who would you choose? You know what I'm saying? Let us know. Let us know. We're going to go ahead and jump back into the free line.
Please send your records to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com or get ready to die. Ha 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 ha.
All right, Winter, we got your record up with Shelter. Man, the record better be cold, man. You know what I'm saying? It's cold, so bad. All right, let me see. Owner City Records. Winter. Yeah. Winter. Yeah. You call me winter cause I'm cold. I don't know what to do. I'm
Yeah, me not have enough bread and I'm pocket prepared for the sins when I got when I feel it rich. Me I talk to myself, yeah, change your pace, so them not for fear me. Been a battle with my thoughts, the mind play tricks, but the truth don't seem very far. Have wounds, many scars from the battlefield of my heart. Some need some shelter, pray for me. Tell it up, stay far, don't drain for me. And that you want keep some stay with me. Guard up, no walk up. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. No matter how rise, the crown will touch. Make your choice, we show your love. Enough just use to them use it up. Kindness them one, but I hate you that butter. Who you more? Slave or master, time you won't, but memories remain. Past can't change, pain erase. Oh my heart get a little bit harder. Oh my mind get a little bit calmer. Oh my hand when you see me in water's too deep. But I swear me this strong light that did change. Eyes them dim to a darker place. No light inside up in them a chase me. But them can't go change me. They are soul searching and I'm not perfect, but I will make it if I keep moving. Give me not enough burn up pocket for pay for the sins. Oh my God, when I feel it rage.
See him, I appreciate that he didn't really
change your pace, so them not for fear me.
Need to add auto-tune.
The mind play tricks, but the truth don't seem very far. Have wounds, many scars from the battlefield of my heart. Give me need some shelter, pray for me. Tell it up, stay far, don't drain for me. Energy more, keep some stay with me. Guard up, no walk up. Stay hungry for love with my famished dog. In a moment of peace, but will it last? What will it cost? Times don't change, just people hearts and people thoughts to how people die. Could I lose myself to some evil thoughts, but more hold my own and keep my calm. Push through the storm, heal rain, sunshine. Could I cats and dark? Oh, I'm my own apart, I'm my own a God. Can't lose myself, more lose it all. So I tread the road, can't watch no cars. Even if it I can't see me fall. Yeah, me not enough bread and I'm pocket for pay for the sins on my God when I feel it rage. Me I talk to myself, yeah, change your pace, so them not for fear me. Please don't fear. Been a battle on my thoughts, the mind play tricks, but the truth don't seem very far. Have wounds, many scars from the battlefield of my heart. Yeah, me need some shelter.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this felt like a record that,
like, if you had a tiny amount more, you know, bit of energy, you know, in what you did, I think you'd sound like, you know, a little bit more like Akon or something like that, right? So it's in that, you know, feel just ever so slightly. You know, and but you have something that is still a little bit more, you know, unique to you. I also appreciate that, again, you didn't go in there and use you know, a bunch of auto-tune. Most of you guys don't need it. If you can sing, just do that. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, you'll sound good. It'll be easier for you when you are doing live performances and people know exactly what you can do, as opposed to finding out that you can't, and then, you know, in that moment, sort of, you know, while they have their camera out and they're like, why watching them live. You know what I mean? That look suddenly turns to like looking directly at the camera like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that, right? Not bad though. What up? What up? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
yeah. I was down for a minute, was all in my head, but I'm back, bitch, ain't no more trying to make them excuses. I pull my heart out and show them my sympathy, but they all rip my heart out and misused it. I give her love and show them my infatuation, but she took that shit and just do it. Bitch, I'm trying to change, but let a nigga fuck with mine. You'll see both of us on the news. I didn't get to this money like fuck all the love, cause all this love shit is just bringing more pain. I ain't feeling hurt, but don't regret the shit I've been through, cause that's just what made me today. But niggas be goofy and bitches be trifling. I can't be around this shit making me sick. Niggas go rob them a puff for a pack and they hop on the gram and they think that's a leak. I done slid too many times, but I keep my mind closed cause I know that these niggas is snitch. Bitch nigga think that I'm capping, but tell them if God ain't my witness, still go ask his bitch. I do the shit I can't speak on in cases I call them home. Mama said I need help. I was fucked up, I was drowning inside of that water. I feel like that nigga Mike Phelps. You was
not how the artists use it right.
For you, I can just do all this shit by myself. I used to wear my heart all on my sleeve, but now just like a vase, I put it on the shelf.
Need to explain this, what?
Need to explain it. It's a lot of time what I need to be strange, but a lot of freaking people they just need to like wake up. A lot of time freaking when your chick don't really even need all the makeup. I wanna be able to say I don't know what the hell I'ma take you. People also I wanna like go up to Jamaica, cause that's where like you be getting baked and people like don't even like really want you to break up. When you get that cool chick, people like, oh my freaking godness, man, you freaking cool, Chris. How the fuck do you even do this, man? It was like one day when I was listening to Luda, freaking Chris, he was cool, freaking it was cool. Cause I was cool and he was cool and I was smoking on Buddha. But you could freaking do what you gotta freaking do, man. This is music. Also, I didn't know that he was gonna leave a open verse up in his thing. I'm eating it like it's a pizza. We could go to places, man. There was this one chick, she was cool and her name was Tamika. Freaka? No, she was just there. A lot of freaking people, man, they don't just care. I don't even know what the hell I'ma do. I'm just rapping and freestyling to this and all of y'all stare. I would like to stop it cause I don't know why, man. I'm changing the topic and all of y'all thinking about all of the shit that you're doing. Like these days everybody's toxic and all of them talk shit. When they like hear somebody they freaking over there, they walk in and asking Christopher walking like, I'm just stop. This a beat that Andre 3 Stacks needs to be on, man. Andre, where are you? We need Andre 3000, Devin the Dude, freaking Kendrick, and J. Cole on that shit, man. Overall, I like the beat, obviously, man. I love a good vibe, something that is often, you know, jazzy, lo-fi, very much, you know, hip-hop. We tend to just say, like, the combination of, like, Common, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, you know what I'm saying, type shit. You know, it's very easy to make a good song, you know what I'm saying, to this, especially if you're in the different genres that you don't usually hear those artists, right? So we have one on here that does have, you know, a little bit more of the auto-tune and stuff like that. Kind of freaking works, you know, a little bit better or whatnot. And we were having a small, I was continuing a slight part of that conversation, you know what I'm saying, from earlier in the chat, where it's like, you know, if an artist uses it right, then, you know, it's welcomed, you know what I'm saying, by some. But even if we hear it in your records, right, like, we're still always gonna want that tiny desk, you know, performance. We're not gonna ever expect artists to still be able to have the auto-tune on their vocals while they're, you know, performing live. In fact, again, that's still that test to see what you can truly do with your vocals. So whatever you got to do with the records, you know what I'm saying, make that happen, give a good performance, do good melodies, you know what I'm saying, make people feel what you got. Obviously this one isn't finished because you kind of stop a little bit early. Feels like an open verse kind of situation. Good for the social platforms that do allow you to let people to duet with your you know, records, and
it's something I'll be looking forward to see if you do. He said do. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. You know what I mean? Make it happen. Watch the people kind of get in there and try to fly up. I know many artists that would love that piece of production. Matter of fact, listen, we always go into that slew of, you know, y'all send something that inspires me to shout out other artists who have sent to the show type shit. And so when you send a vibe like that, right? Who are the artists that I'm talking about that would absolutely love to hop on a beat like that right along with you, remix wise or anything? We have Nazamo.
We gon' slide. I mean that shit for certain. Right? So don't talk that designer, cause you gon' end up on shirts quick, cause we gon' slide. No cap, I mean that for certain. It doesn't matter the person, just know it's up in his curtains, cause we gon' slide. I mean that shit for certain. So don't talk that designer. You gon' end up on shirts quick, cause we gon'
like he often gets on, you know what I'm saying, production like that.
Doesn't matter the person, just know it's up in his curtains, cause we gon' yeah. We gon' slide quick. Hellcat on my side. That's my side.
Yeah. He raps too, but Dre Ali.
Snap. Know my life was hella hard, like reading directions off a map. Also made a lot of bad decisions, guess I gotta live with that. They just handed me the crown and ain't no way I'll give it back. I'm ahead of my time.
Hold on, let me see if I can find one where he just straight rapping.
2 hoes, you know I had the double leg, double mid twins. Hit them both, it's so confused, that's double trouble. Love the trouble that I'm fuck your Kodak, fuck your Sony, fuck your DSLR lens. Red room, snuff film, you can't put this on your reel. Rated WTF, don't let nobody see this film.
Right. So we can get in there. There's also Yaru, right? If we're talking vibes, right?
Taking my time, destined to shine. The essence of love when I'm writing these rhymes to show you that lyrics is fine. When they be coming from high, one of a kind. Never go blind. Give me your time. Drop of a dime, cleansing your mind.
Yaru, aka Rock King.
No ceiling for me, though it feel like a purpose is plain, rare, though it might feel I'm insane. Ring on my queen, love, changing her name. Vision unchanged, perfect approach is my aim. Pardon my flame, I be the one without chains.
Hold
ain't
up,
no slave,
hold up,
the Lord,
hold up,
for faith. Give me the beat to get A, stay in my lane, get in my cake. I stay.
Hold up. Let me see, Mr. Works.
Started to lose faith, the stress came, I started to lose weight. Mama say talk to God and I do pray. The city don't support enough, I gotta move states. Everybody in competition, it's too late. But my circumstances got me hurt and damaged. On the other hand, I got a plan, I'm still scrambling. In the field hitting hard like Colin Sanders. Hey Lil Rodney, I'm straight mad at you. We was supposed to make it together, how could you pack and move? You was supposed to sing for me, I was supposed to rap for you. At this very moment, it's a lot that I have to prove. I still walk around with positive attitudes. Rest in peace, my nigga. This ain't the END, my nigga. I still have to cruise up to the heaven gates. You get the message. Meet me at the palace.
Shh, calm down, sir. Oh, I got one more for you, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want an artist that essentially is the closest thing you'll ever get to, you'll know it when you hear it.
Running through the red lights. I'm out of here. Yeah.
You tell me who you think he sounds like.
I ain't looking back no more. And I ain't looking back no more. Running through the red lights. I'm out of here.
Baby. Hold up.
And I ain't looking back no more. And I ain't looking back no more. I need my pie, and the bitch look like peach cobbler. Georgia on my mind, can't see problems. I'm finna take a bitch like Ray Charles. Even if I fall like Twin Towers, at least I lay in bush backstroke for hours. With a hot meal from a nigga body. Putting all my dreams in a bitch body. Hoping that my offsprings make it out of all of that bullshit. Who gon' be as true as this? Exclusive, maneuvering a light beam. Philosophy, catastrophe, a prophecy. No mockery, monogamy. I need at least 2 bitches. Verbally, I need a minutes on the loot. And they running rules, and they make a move. And they college rules, and they killing on my own shit. For the Google shit. I'm not new.
We could have kept that freaking going and shit like that, man. Yeah, he has an almost, and it's weird because like that's one of the very few records where he has, you know, that overall feel. But you know, Corey said Jid and shit like that, man. My thought was Anderson .Paak, man. I was like Anderson .Paak. You listen to Anderson .Paak and you go, you know what I'm saying, to that specific song from Shawan Dallas. You know, he at least the voice, the vocal signatures, to me, you know what I'm saying, kind of match up. You said it's a mix between the two. I can see that. All right, let's go back in the free line.
Please send your records to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com or get ready to die. Ha 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 ha.
Yo, Nonsenze and Sir Mike, this song's gonna burn like some hot sauce from hot ones in your eyes. Birdman will talk to an actual bird like I'm gonna chew through this beat like a
that voice
termite.
signature is close.
Put you where actual worms lie. Don't like my old shit, I'm thinking you were high. Like me when I'm looking down at a bird's eye. You when I'm cool, better act like you surprised. Hit to
CTS Capone.
I don't care.
Well, I don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care. Hey, they play me on the radio. I'ma still hit a trap. I got plenty though. I'ma still hit a booth, make another song. I ain't running out of material. I got plenty balls. I ain't running out of shit. I got plenty more. I can tell you why they mad, can show you why they hate. I can tell you why they mad and why they look that way. Cut these diamonds on my neck and wrist. Yellow gold on my body, got these niggas sick. Lil' mama said she ain't never heard a nigga like this. Every time you see a nigga, I be looking crisp. Had to get up on my ass, get up on my shit. Now a nigga having hit with, get him off my dick. So, what the fuck these niggas talking about? Always hear it through the grapevine, never from their mouth. I can tell you little niggas what the fuck I'm about. Used to sleep in the back, I was on the south. On the floor, roaches down there calling in my mouth. Now when you see a nigga step up from bedroom house, I got all these little mama.
There you go.
She gon' keep it on.
There you go, there you go.
Every time I need it, she gon' give it to me. She don't say nothing, she just do what I want. Lil' mama cook, she clean, she cater. Feel like I fucked the waiter. I know why these niggas sick, I know why they hate it. Cause they know right back. I'm like Darth Vader. Tryna run them numbers up like this shit a match. Came along from the basement, I ain't living fast.
The thinking people figure who would chill all up in the ground. I don't even know what the hell them brother do, but you know, ain't scared of clouds. And some. Sorry about that. I know some of you guys are like, bro, what the fuck? Are you serious, bro? Serious? Are you serious? Listen, calm down. A little bit of a vibe, nothing freaking too crazy. Something within that lane, you know what I'm saying, of, you know, Migos and such, but very, very chill. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't exude like a lot of energy. This is not a record that I imagine him jumping up and down and performing it, but if he did do it with that energy, I think it would have a, you know, sort of different flair and shit like that. Again, like, let me remind y'all that I do recommend, right? And whether or not you guys do this is up to your own devices, but for every single artist, right? Especially in these genres, right? Because there are gonna be people who don't always, you know, respect you the moment you jump in and use, you know, auto-tune and kind of, you know, make things a little bit simple here and there and stuff like that. You know, and so I always recommend both the Tiny Desk versions of songs, but then also simply being able to take this a record like this to like a heavy metal, you know, kind of, you know, production or whatnot, right? So just imagine, you know, same tempo that you have, you know what I'm saying, freaking here, but with like a electric guitar and, you know, real, you know, drums and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, playing in that, you know, format and stuff like that. And then instead of being very subtle, right, with like the energy that you have, you're like whispering in everybody's ear type shit. Yeah, I mean, like you may be a little bit more aggressive and more energy and stuff like that. Because I always have this vibe that, like, again, if you're performing your song for a group of people who absolutely love the song that you have. Everybody knows the words, the crowd singing it. I don't believe that you'd do it with the same energy you have on the record. You know what I'm saying? I think you'd be jumping up and down. You'd have more energy, you know, in general. So my mindset is, why not put that energy on the record to begin with, right? To give people that that insinuation. Unless I guess your thought process is, nah, I want it to be more, you know, ski mask style, right? You know what I'm saying? Got to be able to walk up and rob a fool, but I don't want to wake him up. I ain't a asshole and shit, man. I get it. Okay. All right, man. Let's jump back into the free line once again. I almost hit that button on that last one. Cat God with a Chino disc. Let's see if you do better on this one. I remember you tried to do the last one.
This nigga a hoe, this nigga a kid, this nigga a bitch, this nigga ain't relevant. This nigga a fan, yeah, all of my posts on the right, me get this nigga damn telegram. Like nigga ain't gonna try beef with me when you racks like a hoes, nigga that's zero. And my money big body feel like I'm yeet. Your money ant, my money elephants. Look at the views, nigga, you ain't ready, man. Talking about heat, showing people that work my music. Stick to your 7-11, man. Stick to the 9-to-5 cause you need it. All of your music ass just to lead. This nigga a waste his mom to the eat. Man, this nigga shit straight ass like, what's the word? Some motherfucking feast. Like nigga, I was just trying to get my bands. Now these niggas wanna hate. Yeah, we finna roll them up just like a gram. Smooth that boy till we fade. I must be a zookeeper, I'm in the land with the slimes. Riding around with my apes. Yeah, make it past the first clip, so we gotta rewind, nigga, like a tape. Say you got a job, but I got more bands. You said that you poppin', but I got more fans. This nigga keep switching up shit like a trend. I set it on fire, but little nigga, I slam him. This nigga a fan, nigga a hoe, cause he got me blocked. Internet gets yeah, he on the top. Money much of my, yeah, hop on my cock. Alright, we gon' sing a little song. It go like this, feel me? Ayy, ayy, and it's like fuck tree, no, nigga, fuck tree, no, ayy. Fuck tree, no, nigga, fuck tree, no. Fuck tree, no, nigga, fuck tree, no.
Everybody,
fuck tree, no. So fuck tree, no. Fuck you, nigga.
We're like now.
You a hoe in the street, shit.
Gotta go and diss it. Listen, if you got a boo boo, then you gotta go and kiss it. It's a freaking cryptic. It's some freaking shit that I don't even think that there's a freaking. Alright, let me go ahead and hit this.
Alright, we'll get back to you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Love you.
Okay. Honestly, not bad, you know what I'm saying, on that. Especially considering that the last one I think you tried to send, you know, I think we ended up hitting that Dorky don't play that on that. You know, it just something about it didn't have that that right, you know what I'm saying, and so like that. It didn't feel like just a proper you know, I guess, I don't know, this song or something like that other one. This one felt a little bit closer. Yes, you do punch in here and there, which, you know, for every artist this era, you know, I'm trying to get y'all to stop doing both that freestyling and the whole, you know, anything that's repetitive or, you know, offbeat or anything like that. There are certain things that, you know, we don't need an entire group of people freaking doing and stuff like that.
Now playing.
Clock is running.
And it doesn't give us as much confidence that you can, you know, perform the record, especially if you end up like cutting yourself off a little bit with a thing. And now we have Trino to see his response.
Trino, yeah.
Let's see.
I got the bag on my sword, I'm up in the ocean, you rappers is foreign. Just like the boat when I act like a tourist. These niggas that got me on video recording. Most of these rappers are foreign. I got the shit on my side, it's soaring. Remix so fun, so I sure I got flow. I prove I can rap, I never keep on. I am out of clone, so I should tone. I'm giving her bone, I come on my own. I'm carrying the beat, I marry bones. No disrespect, I just want you to join. Nigga, you ain't get across like a point. I been the boss, that's why I voice. She a pretty little bitch. She said she a boy that act like I'm rich. I smoke in the noise. You niggas got cops, but that's my invoice. I let some pop, I smoke with the most. I don't like to get vital, I just want the buzz. I got some coins. I spend another couple watches. I don't want to talk motherfuckers, you fox. And I don't want the boxer, cause this talk is cheap. Niggas trying to stay on the sheet, but I'm the one that's on the beat. I go so hard that'll repeat.
Oh, it's not a response.
I don't a beast. I carry the beat.
We are looking at it as a response anyway.
I got the keys. She fucking me. 1 out of 3. I took the T. You got me, nigga. Trina.
And that was it. I mean, so, well, that wasn't actually a response to the last. But it felt like it was on the beat that could have been, right? I guess I can't review it that way. I mean, I still would want, you know, on this kind of beat, right? You know, I have that same thing about using more of an aggressive, you know, kind of energy to really, you know what I'm saying, wake people up essentially, right? It feels like, you know, you are trying to be respectful of those, you know, in the near vicinity, and you know, you secretly recording in the studio, as we like to say, man. You know what I mean? Engineer went to the bathroom. Oh shit, let me go in there and record my verse real quick. You know, but I want to hear like any of the records that you've done, you know, so far, right? You know, all the records you've sent to the show, right? I literally want to see you. If you can, and if any of the ones that you can know by heart, basically, right? Because that's the one that I feel that essentially you got to do so you can have the amount of energy that I'm talking about. But I want to see just like what comes of that, you know, type of energy. If you have to get in there, like, you know, you're really trying to tear something to shreds and you know. You know, make that happen. So next time I come with, you know, energy, you know, and again, I don't know how much you're able to do. That's the problem, right? Because I'm not necessarily like, nobody wants everybody to get into like full 6ix9ine energy, right? Like 6ix9ine did way too much, you know, of what he, you know, the energy that he used. I feel like that's why most people, at least that's why I always disliked him. And I always felt like he just was in the wrong genre, you know, to be honest, man. I'm like, you need to be in like heavy metal, death metal, like with that kind of freaking voice and how you can get up there essentially. You know, but there's a good, you know, sort of like middle ground essentially when you get in there, man. Just you know, have the mindset of a wolf, a werewolf, a piranha, as I like to say, and you know, rip that beat up like a tire and stuff like that, man. My mind is going to sleep. Corey, I think whatever you were, let me see if you had recent or something like that. Yeah, Corey, yours, something happened to it or something. I don't know what had happened. Yeah, man, your link, it doesn't exist or something. So make sure that you send that. Hello. Yeah, make sure that you send it to the right thing if you want, if we can get it in and sort that. Let me see. Did we get? Let me jump over here right quick. Hold up. All right. So we have this over here. This is not the one, you know what I'm saying, from Corey, but this is Audi. Or eye patch, should we say. Let's go ahead and throw that in.
I just want it all. I don't care about the law.
You gotta resend it.
I got time to write my wrong.
If you can.
Resend it. Freaking so we can listen to it and not let's actually act like we did and pretend that.
You say that you love me, but don't treat me like you love me. Give you all my time and you still treat it like it's nothing. I try to compromise, but it's like you not even budging. Going back and forth, can we not do this shit in public? It's like I talk and you don't listen, thinking about our past. Like where the fuck this shit went different, maybe we move too fast. And it's too late to hit the brakes, I pray that we don't crash. I pay so much for broken hearts, I need our love to last. You don't wanna take my pain away, I don't know what you, I fade away. I mean every word I say, I promise not to play no games. I want this a forever thing, I put that shit on everything. Baby, do you feel the same? Cause I feel that you feeling strange. And I can't lie, this shit is hard. Ain't all my feelings fell apart. We know this shit was hard from the start, but ain't nothing gon' tear us apart. You keep telling me to wait, but baby girl, I need you now. What am I supposed to say when I look and you ain't around? How you gonna disappear and leave me caught up in my thought? Look at all the pain and proud, is it really worth the call? Every time I back away, I realize how much I need you. Things you say don't add up and I really wanna believe you, but something in my gut keep telling me leave this alone. I gotta leave this girl alone. You say that you love me, but don't treat me like you love me. Give you all my time and you still treat it like it's nothing. I try to compromise, but it's like you not even budging. Going back and forth, can we not do this shit in public? You say that you love me, but don't treat me like you love me. Give you all my time and you still treat it like it's nothing. I try to compromise, but it's like you not even budging. Going back and forth, can we not do this shit in public?
Is that a time where like you wanna get your hug and freaking you don't know what the hell's happening? But like people have heard more or less that vibe, you know, a little bit, you know what I'm saying, here and there before or whatnot. I appreciate that melodically, right? You get in there with some of the higher tones and lower tones. If you were just in low, it'd be more monotone. People would often, you know what I'm saying, get a little bit more, you know, bored of that. So we appreciate when you actually can, you know, properly, you know what I'm saying, give something, you know what I'm saying, dope. Just kind of always remember the same things that I've been, you know, telling most artists about, like trying to perform these songs, you know what I'm saying, live, often with live instruments and stuff like that, man. Great job with pride. We got great job with pride. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you think you really know me, huh? Well, I don't really know myself. I'm reaching out for help. It's been a while since I felt like I was whole. With these songs, I'm bearing out my soul. Nobody really knows how I be when I'm all alone. Then gain so much, but only think about what is gone. I'm up every night cause my mind won't leave me alone. I'm wondering through the mask, has it really even shown? Question. When the last time you asked your friend was they cool, or checked on the biggest smile that's up in this room? I mean shit, I know we all going through it. Get used to going through the motions, do it so fluent. Are you prepared for me to bear the demons that's inside of me? Weight up on my shoulder, moving closer to the edge, while the devil in my ear like you better off dead. Then the visions of my daughter keep on playing in my head. The shit I can't stand, look, my mind be racing at paces that quickly changes the way that I look at life. Wonder now if I'm crazy cause I curse the world, I've been losing my dedication, confused by the applause, cause the struggle what really made me mine. People told me one day you truly will make it. Time is coming real soon, keep working and just be patient. Look, it's one thing wrong with that, patience is what I lack. Still kept it pushing, they seen it, it must be something fucking. Yeah. So if you got time to be a better friend, do it. Cause we on borrowed time, everybody going through it. And you know you gon' be crying on the day that you lose them. Put your pride up, yeah. Do you know what's on their mind? Come on nigga, what you doing? It's a lot behind a smile, inside they bout to lose it. And the line between life or death really could be you, just put your pride up. That's it.
Gotta put up your pride, freaking a lot of times, freaking when you get on a beat. Like if it's something like this, you better get on and slide. Like this is something that like some people can't even get on and freaking all they would hop on, wouldn't even survive. But like you, man, you just got all this shit, freaking hopped on, hopped off of this bitch, and then like we was like wondering where they had the rest of the song. Listen, you got on there and did your thing. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. I absolutely love that production. The piano work is, perfect, man. Like I love those, chords. That by itself, is a winner. And then when you have a good artist that can go on and like really rap for real, you know what I'm saying? Talk their shit, give it something, emotional. It works even better. So this is someone that, or something that, I don't know, if you see it as an intro, an outro, fine. But like, I'm always wanting artists to add a little bit more flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? Just time-wise, you know what I'm saying? In terms of this, just because, it's good, right? Again, people don't want to rush in and out of a record. And in some cases, a song that an artist has is the first and last time they'll ever hear an artist on whatever beat that you're rapping, to, right? And so you want to give them as much time, as possible if you can. And again, if you really rap. If you're someone who's boring and you're not saying anything and you ain't got no substance, you ain't got no, story to tell, the beat doesn't really make you feel anything, and all you just kind of want to add noise to be a part of the beat, those then make it short. But I feel like you got something that feels like it's worth it within there. Now I also know the age-old excuse of like that's all of the beat, that basically it came with, feel free to always hit me up if you ever need an extension of any of your beats that may happen to be a little bit, too short. If you need, like more beat within there, I always, if you need more actual beat, right? Even though I produce and I would, definitely still add stuff on top too. But if you need more actual beat, always hit up the original producer first if possible, because I know that if it was my beat, I would rather, them hit me up to add more, especially if that piano work was real, right? You know what I mean? Get in there, add some more flair, you know what I'm saying, on top. And then if not, then, come back and I'll extend if needed, and we shall go from there. I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? We will be back live tomorrow. So, make sure you're following us on all platforms. And, again, we will be posting more videos on our YouTube side. And, TikTok, vice versa. Just make sure you guys, tap in to see what is up. And feel free if you guys have, requests of reactions that I should do from like other, like during the live shows, I prefer to do the reactions for you guys and stuff like that. That way, we get, more done, per stream. Off stream, I tend to, if they're not skipping clips that were done during the stream and stuff like that, I prefer to do songs or an album that might be out there that is from, bigger artists, maybe, games, movies, stuff like that. So if you guys have any requests for those, hit me up, let me know, or just leave them in any of the comments of any of the videos and I'll check those out. Appreciate y'all.
It's 2 in the morning, fell asleep and I'm yawning, waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in his uniform. Born identity, homie, you've been warned. My brain is so